It's time for some Star Citizen. We're gonna get it down now with my friends up in Citizen Land. We're gonna get some rock mining going on. What we gonna do? What are you doing, Ninja? How is everybody? Let's turn that off.
Wait, did you start?
Let's turn this on. Let's press this button here. How is everybody?
Hi.
The Ninja is already here. What's happening, sweetheart? How is everybody? Sorry about my tardiness. Look, I've even been disconnected for being inactive for too long. Sorry, I had a couple of things that I had to quickly get done before the stream. Like brush the hair.
Okay, do your...
Huh?
Do your Tim Tam stuff.
Did you do the Tim Tam thing?
You do it.
How is everybody? Let me say hi to the chat for a minute. We got, who's here? Dutchman with the first. Have we got a mic on? What's going on? I'm a little bit discombobulated. Flossie's here. Dutchman's here. Jason the Bruce, how are you, mate? Good to see you. Clive's in the chat as well. We've got some action over on Twitch. Rhino's here. Glutrino over on Twitch. Dogs has joined us in the chat on YouTube. How is everybody? Charlotte wants to see the Tim Tam Slam. We all want to see the Tim Tam Slam. I want to eat the Tim Tam Slam. You know how we do it here at After Dark.
I've gotten more milk before this.
What do you mean more milk?
I can do Tim Tam Slam myself.
You want to do a Tim Tam Slam yourself? We start every stream with a Tim Tam Slam. What is a Tim Tam? I hear you asking because you probably don't know.
I've got no idea. I've got no idea what you mean by that.
A Tim Tam
Not you.
is a delicious Australian biscuit. It is 2 biscuits with a little bit of chocolate in the middle, all wrapped up in chocolate. We're going to bite the opposite ends of this Tim Tam off and we're going to drink our favourite hot drink through the Tim Tam, and it's going to make it all melty and gushy and mooey and mushy. Gushy, gooey and mushy. And we're going to shove it in our cake hole. Those 2 little corners give you that flavour taste that I mention oh so often. Watch your neck,
I don't
darling.
get it. I don't get it.
Watch your neck.
Sorry.
Whoop.
I don't get it.
Gooey goodness.
Hey, now this time let me just restart this. I'm here for my Tim Tams. That's how I normally enter.
Oh boy. What's the difference between
Henry?
Iron Man and the Iron Woman? No, you can have 2.
Goodbye.
Hey, sweetheart, what's...
Bye.
Rhino in chat says, what's the difference between Iron Man and Iron Woman? This better be a child-friendly joke. One's a superhero and the other is a command. What? What's the difference between Iron Man
Yeah, I don't get it.
and Iron Woman? One's a superhero and the other is a command.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Huh?
Oh!
Oh, man, yeah, that's just not... Yeah, all right. I get it. My wife's upstairs. It's just like... All right, bye, sweetheart. Whoa! Is happening. All right, we're back.
Honey, you want to Tim Tams, Mum?
Mum wants some Tim Tams?
Just one. She wants one.
Does she?
asked
Or
me.
is this you trying to get your
She
third Tim
asked
Tam?
me.
Okay. Oh boy, what's been going on? How is everybody? Laid back Sunday to everyone. Glutrino, it is a wonderful Sunday. I've been a little bit unwell, unfortunately, so we'll see how we go tonight. My stomach's a little bit not fantastic. You've got a giant pack of Tim Tams, Jason, and Charlotte can't have any. Yeah, you like how the female in the room got it first? Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, I was thinking about superheroes, right? Iron Man, Iron Woman. All right, let's jump into some Star Citizen. What is the plan tonight? I'm going to get some music on. Same playlist as last night. Dodgy stomach and continues to eat chocolate. Got to, man. This is After Dark. And you know how we do it. We start every stream with the Tim Tam Slam. I had my peppermint tea. I've got a nice cup of tea now. No coffee. What is the plan for tonight? We're basically going to be having a chat again about rock mining. We're going to be doing some rock mining as we do. and having a chat about how, obviously not right now, it's possible in the game, but how could rock mining be an actual true, you know, multiplayer experience or a multi-crew experience? Because, you know, right now it's very much a single player endeavor. I mean, obviously you could go out in a group, and, you know, we've done that here at After Dark before, and, you know, had a big group of people, and, you know, we've gone out, you know, as a group, but it's not really multi-crew. You know, simply because at this point we don't have, you know, the resources that multi-crew would require. Not the ROC DS. We'll talk about the ROC DS. Maybe we'll even get one out. You know, like ore mining, or prospector mining, mole mining, you know, we've got different size rocks, right? And we spoke a bit about this last night. Well, when I was having my rant about how we could make, you know, how rock mining could be so much better. With some variation to, you know, the nodes. Not only do we have, you know, a cluster of varied materials, but we have a cluster, just like you do when you're prospecting. I'm just going to refer to ore mining as prospecting, because, you know, you're prospecting either in a prospector or a mole. Yeah, anyway, like we have in that, we have different size rocks, different mass rocks. So that's the first thing I can think of that is really required to have a multi-crew experience is we need different, you know, size rocks. Something that a single rock itself cannot break. You know, 2 rocks or a ROC DS with its more powerful laser. You know, the ROC DS is an entirely different issue. You know, I think maybe we'll have a chat at some stage, or maybe later on tonight. We'll see how we go. About how the ROC DS, and I'm sure everybody's got an opinion on the ROC DS, about how it can actually be modified to be useful. Gem nodes do need to be more like all rocks and have different sizes. Yeah, that's the first thing I can think of that, you know, in order to be able to go multi-crew mining, or multi-crew, yeah, gem mining, we need to be able to, you know, have a limitation on what we can do ourselves, and thus therefore require other people. The DS just needs a driver controlled beam. Yeah, I think in this scenario, you know, having the side seat that's got the main laser on it, and then the driver, you know, having access to a support beam, you know, yeah, that's really all it needs. Is the driver just needs something to do, right? 2 beams, exactly, Rhino, 2 beams, and then immediately the rock becomes useful, either, you know, for just mining what we have now, as well as, you know, being able to break larger nodes should they ever be introduced. That's the first thing that comes to mind, is that, you know, we need larger nodes. You know, and that got me thinking about the multi-tool and the big max lift, right? Wouldn't it be cool, and I'd love to do some testing at some stage. Science! Science! I'd love to do some testing on how close somebody in, you know, appropriate armor can be to a node when it is exploded, without being killed. You know, I've seen Space Tomato killed on stream before, jumping over rocks nodes while people are mining them. Oh, the C1's up at her L1. Okay, let's jump in a Pisces. Why do we not have any ships here? Let's take medical rescue. Space Matter can die standing still. Oh boy. So that got me thinking, you know, how close can someone be to a node without dying? Because then in that case, if we had access to, you know, a max lift version, like a rifle-sized version of a handheld handheld mining tool, then, you know, you could immediately have your support right there. And so, you know, considering all these things, yes, the DS needs an update, 100%. But if they simply took the max lift, modified it a little bit, put a mining tool in it, using the same mechanics that we have exactly right now, it's just a larger, more powerful laser, the DS becomes a viable option immediately without any modification to the DS. The driver is there, the little side seat, you know, laser operator is there. They park up on a you know, cluster. The driver jumps out, the laser operator starts doing his thing, and the you know, the driver immediately becomes useful in terms of, you know, being able to be a support person. After the podcast last night, Rhino, a few of us had a good chat on voice chat with Dead Leader and Star Citizen. You should have hung around. I know I had to go, man. Yeah, I was there. I listened to, you know, probably half of the podcast. But then, yeah, I had to bounce. I jumped into the post podcast chat for all of, you know, a minute, and then I had to bounce. Yeah, I couldn't hang around, unfortunately. But I'm glad that everyone had a good chat. Sometimes those sessions can be, you know, very brief, especially if no one's got any questions. But Dead Leader, obviously quite a passionate salvager. You know, obviously running his own org. What are they called? The Skull Scrapers? Where are we going? Herel 1. Gotta go pick up the C1. Yeah, so thinking about the max lift got me thinking about... We've not set a route yet. Okay, let's bounce out to Everest, which should be somewhere on the left here. There it is. That got me thinking about the massive rocks. Right now it's 0.85 on average, right? And I've seen people doing experiments with, you know, the handheld mining tool, right? The multi-tool. The mining tool, useful for hand minables, right? Hand minables have a massive 0.1. So 8 mining tools can break a 0.85 mass node. If we had like a, you know, a max lift variant of the mining tool that, say, had a 0.3, a 0.35, you know, had the capability to break a 0.35 rock, then you just need 3 of them. That's 3 dudes in any ship with backpacks on going mining, working their way up to be able to buy their rocks. They don't need a vehicle capable of transporting a rock. You know, you could just get 3 dudes out there with those, you know, with the max mine, TM, and do some mining. And not just handheld, you know, well, it's handheld, but not just the little nodes. You could certainly gobble those up too. You could do them all, right? As a crew, you know, go out there, have some fun. So if they just implemented at this point as a, you know, a next step, a max lift version of the mining tool, then immediately you could have a crew of people going out mining. 3 people all mining one node, it bursts, switch to extraction mode, they all gobble up gems into their backpack and they go to the next node. So, you know, I haven't done it, and I said before I've seen, but I've heard about people, and in fact, actually Rhino might have mentioned it to me at one stage, that 8 multi-tools can break a node. So if that's possible, and you can stand close enough to be able to break a node, then it's entirely feasible to have multi-crew, you know, gem mining now in the version of the game that we have without any real serious modifications to anything. Take the max lift, couple of little changes to the mesh and stuff like that. You know, it's not significantly difficult work. Chuck a mining tool in it, and off you go. Same mechanics as the multi-tool with a mining attachment. It's just, you know, purpose-built, bespoke, as some people would say. There we go. Multi-crew mining, straight up. I can bring the 890 for spawn spot to try it out. Yeah, we'll have to do some testing. I've got to make some time on Discord to do that. I think we'll be getting a larger hand mining tool. Yeah, that would be awesome. Shall I jump in? Oh, maybe later on. Let me chill out, have a bit of a ramble. Oh, is YouTube already complaining? Well, stuff YouTube. What does Twitch say? Stream health. Well, Twitch says it's excellent, and YouTube says it's having an error. I'm sorry, YouTube, but why does this always happen? So I'm sorry if people getting, you know, poor quality or lag or whatever on YouTube's end, but OBS is certainly not having any issues at all. Twitch says everything is excellent, and YouTube says there's an error. YouTube is still better. Acorn is here. How are you, mate? Hope you're well. Hope you've had a great Sunday. Now, I noticed last night that during my carrying on and, you know, having a bit of a rant about how, you know, ROC Mining could be better, you know, I was swearing a lot. And when I listened back to some of the stream, it really jarred me. So I'm going to try my best, because immediately after my stream, I dropped onto Space Tomato's stream, and, you know, he's streamed about an hour after I ended or whatever. And I just found the lack of swearing very refreshing. So, you know, Australians have a tendency to swear quite a lot, as we all would have heard in the podcast with Dead Leader. You are omnipresent, Dark Acorn. He's in both places, Twitch and YouTube. As we heard, obviously, with Dead Leader on the podcast with Space Tomato, Australians like to swear. Well, we don't like to swear. It's just part of our vernacular, right? It's, oh my goodness! It's what happens. So I'm going to try to not swear so much. That's what I'm talking about, Acorn. It just happens by default everywhere you go. You know. All right. Dead Leader done his fair share of swearing. Crouch, stop dying. I'm going to try, man. I'm going to try. I'm trying my best, man. What? How did my inventory open when I clicked the close button? That's amazing. Oh, the fan. Let's get that on. It's a little warm in here. Twitch is where it's at, Glutrino. Yeah. I need to, yeah. I need to get onto some Twitch. Twitch. I clicked the cupboard. Oh, did I? It's got a cupboard in it, does it? He wouldn't swear so much if it didn't roll off the tongue so damn smoothly. Yeah, exactly. You know, well, you know, when it becomes part of your, you know, it's, I dread to use the word Australian culture, but it's very easy for Australians just to drop swear words all the time, especially the C word. You know, we probably use that way more than anywhere else. Well, I don't know, actually. I couldn't be 100% sure, but, you know, dropping the C-bomb is, you know, happens quite casually. Where the hell is this, Pisces. There we go. Let's pop that away. All right. I didn't know that the Pisces had a cupboard. That's interesting. All right, let's get this C1 and go out for a little bit. Yeah, so if we get this this larger mining tool, immediately you could have several people out mining. Combine that with, if we get the larger multi-tool, the ROC DS becomes, you know, viable, right? Well, it becomes more useful because the driver can be carrying a larger multi-tool, etc. Although, what could he do if the ROC DS laser can break a node on its own, and the larger mining tool can't? It's still not viable. So, if we get the larger mining tool, multi-crew people in any ship, you know, a fighter, for example, could go and you do a little bit of rock mining, suck up some gems into their backpack, have a good time with some friends, whatever. I guess the DS really only becomes usable. So let's say we get this larger mining tool, right? No changes to the DS right now. We get the larger mining tool. Several people can go out mining together. Break those nodes, collect the gems. If they give us some larger nodes that a ROC can't break, and that a DS can almost break, but just not quite, it needs that little bit of extra power, then the larger mining tool with the driver becomes useful. Rock up on a patch of clusters, all different sizes. The DS can take care of, you know, the hand tool can take care of some of those while the DS is working on the other ones. And then there's a big one right there. And the DS can't do it by itself, so the larger multi-tool jumps on that. That is what we need. I guess the key here is those two things, right? Metaphysical, how are you, mate? Thanks for joining us. Meta follows you to every streamer. STG. Meta follows me to every streamer. STG. I'm too old to understand what that means. Did some mining around her L2 today. I ran across so much Quantanium, it was unbelievable. But I only had 2 surge charges and couldn't burst them. Couldn't bust them. See, next week we might do a little bit of prospecting because, you know, as I was saying last night, I'm very much a passive module person. Just stick on a Riga C3 and a Focus 3 and, you know, be done with it. I've never really done the whole, you know, surge and stampede and all that sort of stuff. You swear to Shiva. Great to see you over on this superior platform. That's an asteroid and it's very close. We're flying into an asteroid field. Why are we doing this? Alright, let's go to our favourite second home. Have a bit of a fly around. See what we can find. So I guess we need 2 changes. One, and first, I would recommend is the larger mining tool. That'd be a very nice surprise if they just dropped that us in 322, right? Just like one of the patches back, they just dropped the fact that the multi-tool could work as an extraction tool. What? Didn't mention anything about it. It just turned up. What? So, SCG. Swear to God. Swear to Shiva. That'd be super nice. So if we just get the larger mining rifle, the max mine, then immediately we can start multi-crew mining. And then if they modify the clusters, immediately the ROC DS becomes useful. But we need the larger mining tool first, right? Because then the driver can drive in, the laser operator can get out, start working on some of the nodes. The driver can get out, start working on the smaller hand minables, you know, anything up to say 0.4 or whatever. Like 0.4 is good, right? Because that's 2 people in a ship. Get out, both have max mines, and start busting up nodes. And then for those nodes that are, say, 1.2, that the DS, well, the DS would be, if a normal rock could break something 0.85, right? Let's say a DS with its higher power laser could break something that was, say, 1.1, right? Then if you had some nodes in there that were, say, 1.3, the DS couldn't break it, 2 rocks could break it, or a DS and its driver with a max mine could break it. I'm just saying, CIG, if you want to give me a job, the rates start at 270,000 per contract, per 3-month contract. You know, let's go. I'll come to the UK. You found an 18-ton, 21.5 ton, and a 22.4 ton Quantanium rocks, hey? Whoa, there's some big rocks, man. There's some money in those. Oh, look at Acorn out there with the shout. If you really want to support Crouch, you'll be all watching on both platforms. Went back, switched out my focus for a stampede, and refilled my surges and went back out and couldn't find any of them. This is where we need the star map, right? With the beacons. You know, give us the new star map. Give us the deployable beacons. You've never tried the Surge or Stampedes either, Clive? We'll have to try them next time I'm on. Yeah, I've never really done it either. I reckon people would just use a prospector to do the bigger, harder gem clusters. Well, you know, that's possible too, man. You know, for those people who have a prospector, you know, and you know they're tired of just mining ore, you know, you could go after the smaller gems. You'd have to be a little bit more careful, especially now that lasers have minimum power and all that sort of stuff. You know, blowing up a 1.3 mass rock with a prospector, you gotta be careful, right? You'll have to tune your prospector for it. Using something like the Klein S1 with its low level power and minimal output. They must have forgotten about mining with explosives in 2953. No, we just use beams, man. We just use beams. It's Beam Citizen, man. Don't you know? You've been around long enough. What's going on, man? All right. So, they're just working through things. Give us the max mine. Immediately we can have multiple people going out mining. 2 people at least. And then give us some varied sized nodes. And then DS becomes viable. And multi-crew. That's all we need. That's all we need. The max mine, which they could do tomorrow. And the variable rock clusters is probably a little bit more work. Maybe 2 days. Within a week. It's not enough time, Viv. Yes, it is. Get it done. Every time I talk to my programmers about something, we've got like 2 days to do this. They're like, that's not enough time, Viv. I'm like, you've got 2 days. It's not enough. Like, in reality, Viv, that's not enough time. How much time do you need? 3 weeks. You've got until Friday. And it happens. And it happens every single time. I don't care how much overtime you do. This needs to be done by Friday. And they get it done. Look at the multi-stream movement come to life. Let's go, people. Let's go. Fire up that Twitch. Fire up that Twitch. At least YouTube stopped complaining. Oh boy, Motherfig's over there as well. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate you hanging out with me here on this wonderful Sunday as we tune ourselves back in for a little bit more rock mining. Have a chat about... well, I think we've solved it already. You know, what are we... We're 32 minutes in and we've solved it. We need the max mine. manufactured and distributed throughout the universe by Crouch Consolidated. We need the max mine, and we need varied node sizes, and then multi-crew mining. That's all we need. We've solved it. We've solved it. Why doth there be nothing out here? Magda's looking very red today too. Let's turn the scanner off for a second and send out a ping. Okay. Server keeps stalling. Whoa. Your server or my server? What's that out there? Ooh, that's something interesting. Scab look. I've got to remember these variables, these numbers, these RS signatures. 8860 is certainly one that we're interested in. It's not going to be in a fantastic spot, but is it over the mountains and on the other side? Over the mountains on the other side. All right, this is Dolomite for sure. It's not clustered like Hadanite. Come on. What is it? What is it? Let's turn... What's my scanner doing today? This is certainly Dolomite. It looks clustered like it. Sapphirite! Give me one hot second. Give me one hot second here, people. So that'll be exciting. Max lift. The server we're both on. Okay, keep stalling. Oh, really? Maybe that's why I'm not getting a, a decent level of, ping results. Why doth thou be speaketh Shakespearean? Population 3. We're gaining traction. Twitch says that there's 7 viewers over on Twitch. We got 14 up on YouTube. That was inappropriately timed for my comment then. I'm having a quick look through the soundboard right now, right? All right. Oh, hang on a second. I think we've probably got an echo happening right now, right? Let me have a look. I think we have an echo happening. You let me know if there's an echo, please. Okay. We got some things to sort out here. Let's get back to what we're supposed to be doing. And there's some rock mining. I've been messing about with my stream deck today. Okay, Charlie Bravo, come in over. Not getting anything on Magda today. Maybe the server is a little bit Norwiffied. Don't know what Norwiffied means. Where are we? Are we on Magda? Why are we going so slow? Are we on Hurston? I think we're on Hurston. I think we're on Hurston. Why do I do this so often? Because to get to Magda, you've got to go past Hurston, right? Gonna jump and take a look at Ariel. Ooh, nice one. Charlie Romeo, Oscar Uniform Hotel, Charlie. You're on Hurston, silly man. You done that yesterday also. Yeah, I've done it a few times. Queen of Blades has joined us on YouTube. How are you? I hope you're well. Yeah, I've done it a few times. It's like elevators, right? If I press the button for the wrong floor or the wrong hangar, and I'm like, oh, that's the wrong hangar, and I'll press the button for the correct hangar. As soon as the doors open on the incorrect hangar, I just leave. And then I get into the hangar, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. I was supposed to go to the next one. Every time. Look at this slow crawl out of atmosphere on Hurston. Apparently there's an update to the Hurston environmental effects that apparently they're being all woozy and stuff. It was unintended, and they have fixed it in the the current wave on the EPTU, which is a bit sad. I kind of like that. All they really needed to do was, make the bloody plastic bags work, like the Ready Up helmets. Make the Ready Up helmets work, and then we could roll around on Hurston in our civvies and, have a great time. That's way more law appropriate, right? Walk around inside where the, air is conditioned and stuff, and you'll be fine. But you got to go outside and, after, not immediately, but maybe after, say, 5 minutes, you start to get a little bit, woozy. Chuck, you ready up on? Get in Twitch, get ads. Are there ads on Twitch? I don't even know how ads are on Twitch. Maybe they just play them by default. Because I have an affiliate account. Am I getting paid for those ads? I'm sorry about the ads. I don't know how I can turn them off. Or if it's just like a Twitch thing. It's probably just a Twitch thing, right? Shiny time! How are you, my friend? Welcome to the chat over on YouTube. I tried to use mine the other day and the mining arm just went straight up. Yeah, there's an issue. Like, my ROC's already powered up. But yeah, the ROC requires a little bit of finagling now to get it to work properly. To be honest, I think YouTube is better for streaming purely because instant playback of stream. Yeah. Yeah, I don't like how Twitch, Twitch is purely just a streaming platform, right? 3100. We'll go check out what these are. So it makes sense that there's no, VOD, right? But I like the fact that YouTube just immediately after the stream, it, throws up the video. Let's have a look what's in here. Can rewind stream and stream snipe Melburnian stream snipers. All right, 5 little Haddonites. Let's grab these. There we go. It's not a great cluster, but when we finally arrived at Magda, that's my VTOLs. Do I have landing gear down? We do. We find some Haddonite. Makes a difference where you are, right? Hi, Queen of Blades. How are you? You don't get ads if you're subbed. There we go. Go subscribe on Twitch. Throw me your... what are they? Throw me your Prime subs. I'm a real streamer. Got my red phone today. We'll find Dad if we need to. All right, let's go bust up some Haddonite. So right now, if we had the max mine, and 2 other people, although there's only 2 seats in this ship, although you could have some people lying down in the bed while we travel. Who doesn't want a nice rest while we're cruising around? You could have 2 ROCs in here, 2 other dudes with max mines, and we could be ripping it up. All right, let's get some power. Let's fire up those engines. Let's crash our way out through the door. Flossie, mate, what are you doing over there on Twitch, gifting out those 5 subs, mate? What? What a legend. What a legend. Let's fire up Twitch. Let's go. All right, so the arm's not working right now, right? If we turn the engines off and we depower the ROC. Oh, hang on. What's going on? Maybe it is working. It's just a little bit of server lag. We'll get those engines off anyway because the drone is super annoying. Flossie, you're a legend, mate. Thank you so much for those 5 subs over on Twitch. Look at Jason the Bruce with the shout there. Throw me your Amazon money. Actually, just before I got on, I went to YouTube to go, open up the live chat, and on my homepage was like a Jeff Bezos, a video, getting rich is easy. When I learnt this, I got rich was the name of the video. You barely ever use Amazon Meta, so Prime is not worth it. Yeah, there's just so many subscriptions out there now, isn't there? I think what we might do is we might do the old break and gobble, make sure we get all 30 gems, because last night I did notice, after my stream crashed, after my internet went down, did a little bit more rock mining, that I am actually losing gems. If I break everything and then gobble, I lose gems because they're obviously being destroyed by the secondary explosions of the next nodes that are being destroyed, right? So we're going to do one at a time. You can't eat 2 biscuits at the same time. That sounds like a challenge. Slash is over on Twitch as well. How are you, mate? All out of Prime subs and my credit card is downstairs and I'm lazy. I just appreciate you being here, man, chilling out with me on a lovely Sunday. Well, it's a Sunday for me. At this time of night, it's probably Sunday for everybody. Who knows? So thank you for joining me. Who gave you the sub, Real Draco? That was Flossie, mate. Flossie dishing out 5 subs over on Twitch. What a legend. What a legend. Now, all BS investment scams too. Yeah, all those, quick, get rich quick videos and stuff like that. I always have a little chuckle whenever I see those on YouTube. I don't know why they feed them to me. I've been a businessman for a long time, and I don't think I've ever watched any of those videos. But I guess YouTube's trying to do their thing, right? I guess there's lots of people out there watching them, right? Oh, we got that one that was sneaky behind. Just gonna lurk. Draco, no problems, mate. Thanks so much. Appreciate you hanging around. They are, Jason, multi-tier marketing, pyramid schemes. And one of my friends was really into those. He did Amway for a little while, and then something called My Way, I think it was. My Way? And then some with Herbalife. You've been reporting and blocking them all? Reporting and blocking what? The videos? Almost 6 a.m. here in Georgia in the United States of America. It's a nice early morning cross. I'm not really a morning person, but sometimes when you wake up and it's super early and you get a bunch of stuff done and it's like 8 o'clock and you're like, man, the day is still ahead of me and I've already done all of this. And then the next day I'm like, nah, I can't do it again. You're talking about the ads on YouTube. Right. YouTube doesn't vet any of the adverts. They'll get done as Conspira eventually. The scam adverts and videos, yes, right, of course. The ads that you see before a video plays. Yeah, I get so many about, men's health and how to lose weight. They know I'm walking around in a heavy set frame. They're always listening. And consistency is key. Hard to wake at daybreak day after day. Yeah, I guess it's, that comes down to discipline and willpower and building that habit, right? See, with all of these being 0.84, 85, etc., if we just had something that this couldn't break, but a max lift could just give an extra, little bit of power, we could have somebody out here with a max lift. How far away are we from that node, right? Let's check. All right, let's go to fracture mode. We're 11 meters away from that node. So if somebody with a max mine could be, what is the optimal? Let's get the engines on. The optimal is 15 meters. So if the max mine had like a range of 20 meters, which I think is good, then I think we'd certainly be capable of breaking these larger, 1.1 mass nodes. The most recent one is this book to save you from the marketing crash that's going to happen next year. Yeah, there's so many of those ebook ones, isn't it? Please take all my money, future man, and save me from the market crash that's totally going to happen and not at all fictional. Look, a lot of those things prey on people's fears, right? Or their hopes, or their desires. How can I do this, easily? 15 meters, so 48 freedom units. All right, nice little way to start the day. Little cluster of 5 hadonite. It's 150 gems in the hopper, thank you very much. The older scams are still the most effective, sadly. Yeah, that's true. You prey on people's uncertainties, their insecurities, their fear, and their sadness. And people spend money. There we go. First little break in the... Yeah, so let me just... If who was here before? Somebody shiny. FOMO is a huge draw. Just real quick, if you're still hanging around and you're still having issues with your rock and the arm's pointing up in the air and doesn't move, check your MFDs down the bottom left here and check your items. Make sure that power is being applied, because by default now, and it might change in the upcoming patch, but by default these are both switched off, and you need to manually turn them on at least once, and then press your R key to refresh the laser beam, and then your rock arm should function properly. I don't know if the issue, and we'll probably see it now when we go back in here. So if I turn my engines off and I power the rock down, the arm sticks up in the air. So when I power the rock back up, fire up the engines, I need to press my M key first, and that'll reset the arm, and I can put it back away. And maybe that's been fixed. Like I said last night, I haven't really spent a lot of time in the 322 EPTU. The mining laser on my rock won't even turn on, Rhino. Make sure it's got power, man. Make sure it's got power. If it's got power, try pressing the R key to, reload the laser or refresh the laser, and it should fire up. It's bad when politicians grift and scam people, especially poor people, out of their hard-earned money. Happens, man. Unfortunately, the rich and powerful have always and will always continue to take advantage because they can, right? All right, let's go. Let's go. Actually, before we go, let's just go into that hopper and confirm we did actually get 150 gems. It all has power, and I've cycled everything several times. Abandon it now and we'll get another one. Bummer! Bummer. Did I get my 150 gems? I did. Thank you very much. Let's close the door manually while we're here. I was talking last night about, not using hotkeys, right? Let's just segue slightly about not using hotkeys. I'd rather things were a little bit more tactile, having to look around the dash and use the open close door button, right? Now there's heaps of buttons on this ship, but power off. I don't think we have the fidelity right now to be able to, hover over a single button. See, we get this menu, right? Open exterior, press to unlock, exit. Like we can't, there's just one, panel here, so to speak. And when we hover over that panel, we get a menu rather than each button having, its own accessibility. And that just might be a limitation of the technology, etc. I don't really know, but that'd be cool. And that got me thinking, I'm super keen to build like a cockpit, right? But then, what's the difference between me using buttons in my cockpit, like my Stream Deck? I was thinking I could configure my Stream Deck or get that gamer glass or whatever it's called. What's the difference then? Why is my scanner not working? There we go. What's the difference between me using hotkeys versus the buttons on my cockpit or my Stream Deck? All right, Magda. Whoa. What are we flying over? What is this little cluster about? It certainly looks like more hadonite to me. It's clustered like hadonite. Did I get a quieter rock? No, this one doesn't seem to be as loud as the one we had last night, does it? Bit of Dolovine. Again, coming back to my rant yesterday, the scanner just showing me that there's 5 nodes there. I've got to sit down and have a look at that cluster and decide, what am I going to do? 5580, that's one that we're interested in. What have you got for us? Where are you? There you are. I'm not going to say this is clustered like hadonite, but it certainly looks like it. It's Dolovine! Yeah, this rock doesn't seem to be as loud as the one that we had yesterday. And I've noticed it can be a bit variable. Sometimes I've had the really noisy rocks, and then sometimes I've had the more quiet ones. I mean, it's still point and click. So much for immersion. Yes, true. Although I guess it, it just feels a little bit more tactile pressing buttons in real life, right? 1950, that is not something we're interested in. We're just randomly flying around right now. We're not even doing any straight line stuff, flying towards the sun. None of that sort of nonsense. We're just going on an adventure here. Yeah, boy! 920, not something we're interested in. 12600, not something we're interested in. Let's head towards our friend. Oh, well, that worked out nicely. Oh, unless this is the node that we just passed over before, which is highly likely. Given that we did a bit of a U-turn and came back, this will be our old friend, the Dolovine. Let's have a quick check. It is. Let's keep moving back towards the sun. So, Rhino, you'd mentioned you think we'd be getting the max mine. Have you heard anything or seen anything? Or we're retracing our steps here. 3. Yeah. That's that. Yeah, we've seen that one. Because I haven't seen anything, but that'd be super exciting. I'd love them to just drop it in 322, right? Saying, oh, by the way, here's the max mine. Like, did they tell us we were getting the max lift, or did they just drop it? 4340, that's one we're interested in. Did we know it was coming? I'm sure we knew it was coming, right? That would have made a big deal. Oh yeah, they did. I remember watching videos about it. So yeah, I guess if they're going to, release the max mine, there's going to be a whole mining thing, right? Given we've just relatively recently, or this year at least, the new rocks, the new rock works. That's good to hear, man. All of one. What's with the flashes in the distance? I don't know. Star Citizen being Star Citizen. Hey, what's that? That's a ship. There's a ship out here. Where is it? There it is. No, that's the ore. Oh. Alright, what have we got out here? 10740, 12740, 9000, 1800. Nope. Let's keep going. Oh, I didn't even see a ship marker. We just saw the RS value and the CS. 3720. Let's check it out. Nestled amongst the rocks, which will make landing this behemoth easy. The typical overshoot. Alright, what's in here? Star Citizen being Star Citizen confirmed. Let's go. More Dolivine. Magda, just doing me dirty today. What is Ariel like, Rano? You said you were heading over to Ariel. Maybe I should bounce to another moon and go have a look around. I'm just so used to, I really enjoy 74440. That's one we're interested in. I'm just so used to flying around Magda. I really like it. It's has a nice atmosphere to fly in. It has a reasonable, deposit of hadonite. It's relatively quiet. It's just Dolivine after Dolivine. Give me those mixed clusters. Give me those mixed clusters. Going to fire the Taurus up at 2:30 AM and transport 170 SCU of ore to sell. Yeah, I just did my refinery run this afternoon. I was thinking I'll do it on stream, but then I was getting paranoid and I was like, I just want to get this stuff out. So yeah, I moved. What did we take? We took the A2 5580. That's something we're interested in, but we don't have an opportunity marker. Where is the cloud? Where is the cloud? $9,000, 8,060. Okay, it's in front of us somewhere. There it is, just down on the left there. Saw these little gems peeking out. Of course, it's on the side of a mountain. And of course, this is when it's going to be hadonite, right? 100%. Look at that. Unmineable. Unless you are mining with the max lift from the back ramp and letting all the gems fall down and then go and collect them. This is 100% going to be how tonight. Because they like doing this. Oh! Bit of the old dolly. Unmineable. Come on. Try harder. Yeah, where's your dedication to the profession, Crouch? 5520. Let's go check this out. Nah, that's ore. 5540 is what we run, right? That's the one we passed over here. Okay. No, it's not. Oh, yes, it is. 4960. Let's get over onto these flats over here. $9,200. No, thank you. I don't have my list up at the moment with the RS values or signatures, but I'm trying my best to remember them. So I don't always need to reference the list. You know, the more times I look at the list, you know, the more dependent I become on the list, right? But I think we will need to get it up, and I think I just need to make my guesstimations first. Yes, no, yes, no. And for those that I'm not 100% sure about, check the list, try and remember the number. There's not that many of them that, you know, need to remember. About a dozen or so. Well, not even that, right? You know, if you're limiting your collections to 7440, that's one we're interested in. If you're limiting your collection to, you know, clusters, you know, greater than 5 nodes, right? Then you don't really need to remember too many numbers. Come on, Magda, give me something. See, they teased us with that tiny little cluster of 5 when we first dropped down. And then, no sir. No more Hadonite for you, Crouch. That one we just passing over is going to be way too small. Let's check it. Let's check it. Yeah, 120. Hand mineable. Oh man, I love the sound of the boost on this ship. It's so nice. It's like a mini MSR, man. I've been mining on Aerial the last few days and have done well there. Maybe we should bounce over to Aerial. I don't think I've ever been mining on Aerial. Yes, all of this is to taunt Viv specifically. Most definitely just to taunt you. It's true. It's true. 8850. What's this out there? 7360. See, that I'm not sure about. Let's get our list. Oh, I'm not going to sign it. I should just print out like a little chart. Yeah. Scratches on. Do the thing, man. Turn off all the Hadonite on Magda. All right, so in the 7,000s, it is 7,440. We'll have one last quick look here. And in the 13,000s, it is 13,020. That's a big cluster. I don't even think you can get a cluster that big. It's 21 nodes. 1840. Too small for us. Too small. Not even what we're looking for. 1860 is the number. Is the number. All right, we're in the mountains. Let's bounce. Let's go head over to aerial. Let's see what we can find here. Cannot set a route there yet. Yes, we can. We're out. Aerial was where I used to run the Thunderbolt. That'll be fun to do again. Get ourselves some replication layer and some server meshing, and head off for a little bit of Thunderbolt action over on aerial again. Hello. What are you doing out here? Very close to a jump point, mate. Let's get around behind you. What are you floating around in? Is that a retaliator? Nobody be home in there. I do like now when no one's on board, you can see like the vehicle registration, so to speak. It doesn't tell you whose ship it is. It gives you the registration. The tail number, if you will. Hello? Need to have something to drink soon too. Oh man, I don't think we have anything to drink. We might need to make a pit stop. Go loot Bezdek or something. Again, Ariel's one of those moons that only has two places, right? Bezdek and what's the other one? Lathan. And the old Bezdek, where people buy their barrel. Alright, let's boot down. Take a little slow ride down. Lathan is better, less chance of NPC encounters. Man, after the stream dropped out last night, I tried to get back on. Let's get rid of that SCM speed. I hopped back on and, you know, where was I going? I was going back. I was just mining. And, you know, must have been flying around in a circle or whatever, or quite close to Han. Because in the distance, you know, a red marker popped up and I was like, oh, here we go. Who's this? Let's go have a fight. And so I locked on. It was an NPC. So I was like, all right, fine, let's go fight this guy. And then I flew a little bit closer. And then another one popped up. And then another one. And then there were 5 of them all around Han. And, you know, I wasn't going to Han. I didn't really need to be there, but I was like, oh, man. And then I ended up getting into this dogfight with all 5 of them. And, yeah, the C1 performed admirably. Admirably. Bezdek seems to spawn them a lot. I think because a lot of people go there, maybe. You know, I don't know how much of the NPC encounters are, you know, percentage driven. But, yeah, certainly, as I was saying last night, I'd love that for there to be more NPC encounters. Especially when you're rock mining, just a random NPC appears and you're like, fuck, quick, we gotta sort this out. Oh man, I did me some swearing. While we're floating down to the planet, let me have a quick look here. In the old apps. I want to sort out this voice mod thing whilst we've got a couple of seconds. Wait. Don't crash, Viv. Don't crash. Pay attention. Alright, there we go. Oh, man! Almost lost the game for a second then. Done minimized everything. Where's my Twitch gone? Oh, God. I think I closed something accidentally. I think we're still live. We're gonna bleed this power off. Get rid of that cruise control. Why is it not working? Why is it not working? Nothing's working. Actually, cruise control isn't on. Everything's all right. Nobody panic. Phew, that was unnecessary. What have I done here? Where's my chat and everything gone? Okay, that's that bit. That's that bit. Okay. Alright. I think we can get it. I don't think Twitch is open, but we're still broadcasting to Twitch and I can still see the Twitch chat in my old restream. Let's go! Ariel. Look at her. She's like a cleaner. Aberdeen. 7680. Nope, 7440 is what we're looking for. In the 7000s, I did remember. I dropped down on OM1 at Magda in 319 and got attacked by NPCs. They put a missile through the top of the cuddy and took out the rock. I was lucky to get out alive. Oh, that's awesome. I want more of those encounters, man. You know, things should be, you know, not perilous, but, you know, there should always be a risk. And right now, there doesn't ever really feel like there's a risk. The old spirit. We got Magda. The dusty moon. The desert moon. Well, that's more Daymar, isn't it? It's gonna be warm here. It's gonna be warm. 6820. Let's have a look. What have you got for us, my friend? Whoa! Just kiss the ground, lose some of our weapons. That's alright, we don't need those anyway. Gotta pretend to work. Have a good one. Thanks, Cross. Have a great day, mate. Enjoy your Sunday. Hello. Scan results. I guess we could just zoom in. That's Hadonite, right? Looks like it to me. It is now. How do we land this beast here on aerial, given it's so bumpy? I guess right here on this rocky ground. Boom! 72 SCU of RMC full of fully scraped C2. Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing some salvaging. I haven't checked it out outside of a 10-minute, fracture and disintegration at wave 1 of the EPTU. And then I was like, nah, I just want to wait for this to go live and see what it's like when it hits live. And then get into it. But I've certainly been watching some of it. I've been watching Space Tomato stream about it, and as they've been doing their big group activities and stuff with the GII, that's been super fun to watch, just to see how it all works. And like last night's stream was super fun. Big industrial sort of activity going on with transport ships and stuff, and yeah, it was cool fun. That was great to watch. Let's get ourselves some Hadonite. See, it'd also be nice if, like, the cluster sizes and stuff, and the composition was different in different areas. Kind of like it is right now, you know. Obviously, we have Aberdeen as the number one spot for Hadanai, and then Daymar. You know, they're the two big locations, right? But having you know, a more diverse variety across the different moons and stuff, with different node sizes and compositions, and you know, that'd be super interesting. Yeah, last night was fun. Yeah, I've noticed that you've been on a little bit with the garden rhino. That's super cool, man. I think we're going to have a small issue here. Let's see. Maybe not. With extracting these gems, is the vacuum cleaner powerful enough to gobble things up out of aerials rather? Oh, hello, gem. Look at that gem just sitting on my dashboard. It's not where you're supposed to be, my friend. I think this is one of the differences between prospecting and rock mining, is the fact that you know, rock mining is physicalized. We actually have gems on the ground. You can go pick them up. You can interact with them. You can put them in your backpack. Whereas, as you know, prospecting is ore mining. It's not physicalized, right? So I can't remember who was saying last night in the chat about the you know, the animation for the laser head spinning as it's extracting things. I think the reason why they don't do that at the moment is because it might interfere with the physicalized gems. You know, if they've got that component moving, you know, I don't know. You know, I'm sure they could turn collision off on it or something. Who knows? But yeah, I was thinking, you know, because the gems are physicalized, they explode out of this and then they're physically on the ground. You know, that could be one of the issues with, you know, them not being able to have the spinning little turret on the end of the mining arm. All right, whilst we gobble those back up. Look at this, we're 1 for 1 at the moment over on YouTube. 14 people watching, 14 likes. Thank you so much. Let's go back into Twitch. Okay, hang out there in Twitch. I'm live on Twitch. I cannot wait. I was looking at the pledge store again last night, and I was looking at the Pembroke suits, right? The Fat Man suits that you can get in the pledge store, and they have a really nice yellow one there. And I was like, man, I can't wait for, you know, the cargo refactor, right? Or the freight elevators and the subscriber terminals that we're going to get in the freight elevator to be able to buy back lost, you know, pledge store items, you know, with AUC in game, right? I cannot wait for that, because as soon as that happens, I'll be rocking my yellow Fat Man suit on these hot planets. Good evening, Bush Wookiees. How are you? Thank you for joining us over on the old YouTubers. I hope you've had a wonderful day. Okay, that's a interesting effect. For a minute then I was like, man, I'm not chasing all these gems all over the place. What the hell's going on? But then they done consolidated themselves nicely. I don't know why I'm talking like that tonight. I think if I can't swear, I start talking like a child. Oh, boy. All right, let's set that. All right, have we got an echo going on right now? Let me know if there's an echo. Actually, I'll need to have my chat open to be able to tell me if you see if you're telling me that there's a echo happening. Let me know if there's an echo. There is an echo. Frustrating. Let me try something else real quick. Skeet. Flossie dished out the 5 subs over on Twitch. Skeet, what a legend. He's been super supportive of the whole community that I've been involved in, and everybody else streaming over on Twitch, and what a legend. Oh yeah, I managed to pop in for a little bit of your stream, Skeet. How did it go, mate? 6 hours! That's a healthy dose, man. That's a healthy dose of streaming. We'll be here tonight for a short while. It's 10:30. Sundays is my reset, my body clock night. You know, I slept during the day. Back at work. I've got 12-hour days coming up this week. So, it's going to be a little brutal. But, well, we'll see how we go. Let me see if this works. All right, let's throw that in there. Okay, so now we should not be getting an echo, right? Right now we're not getting an echo. But let me know. There's no echo, but there's no sound effects either. Bear with me while we spend a little bit of time troubleshooting our issue here. There's no more working mic. Yeah, the mic's not working. We got an echo. Let's turn that off now. Yeah. Alright. We've got some more playing around to do. My voice mod is doing weird things because I don't understand it. Come on, Gemsies. We got to get this done. We badly need a drink. And it's quite warm. It's 126 degrees. Yeah, I tried to turn the mic off in voice mod. I don't know why that would stop my mic from actually working. But it does. Because when I have voice mod active, we get an echo. So I thought, well, I'll turn the mic off in voice mod and not use the voice mod feature at this stage. But there seems to be an issue. Oh, actually, you know what we could do? I wonder, actually, let's do this. Right, so we should have some audio now and there should be no echo, right? There should be no echo, but is there a difference in the voice quality? Now I just have my mic running through this mod. 155 here in the shade. Pretty warm. 127 where I am over here on Aerial. So you guys let me know. There should be no echo. Hopefully the mic quality is same as it was before. I was going to say it'd be cool if there were environmental effects that influence the rock mining outside of your personal effects. And I guess there are. I guess if you're in a hotter environment, you know, you need to have better cools and stuff. And that comes back to what we talked about yesterday about modifications to the whole rock mining game loop of components and you know, tuning the It was 47 degrees in Western Sydney yesterday, almost as hot as a night on aerial. Holy cow. That's warm. Alright, there's a nice little cluster here on aerial. See what she throws at us as we keep going. I'm happy. Landed down on here on aerial. Well, actually, this happened on Magda. As soon as we popped down, we found that little cluster of 5 and then nothing. See what aerial throws at us after this. "47 degrees, man. That's warm. That's warm. Summertime in Australia. It's going to start heating up. It's going to start heating up. Melbourne's always very weird things happen here. Weather. 4 seasons in one day. Let's go. Let's break rock. Do it. Don't be afraid. You have the power. 3, 2, 1. 30K. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, what's happened? What's happened? Never sure now if it's my internet. Yay. Never sure if it's my internet whenever there's lag happening now. Really need to change my switch. Should have done. Was not feeling very well. So just. I am better. Peppermint tea. I probably just needed to have a Tim Tam. That's probably what it was. You need some drinks. Yeah, I know. We badly need a drink right now. 22% hydration. Gonna try and finish up this cluster and then hopefully I've got something in the ship. But I don't think I do. So we might need to make it to Athan as deck. To see if we can loot ourselves something to do. Need to do that. We're cutting things very, very fine. We should be fine. Once we get back inside the ship, it should be okay. If we were at 15%, I might be a little bit concerned in terms of finishing off this patch and then going to look. 21%. It's doable. Doable. Is super chill. I just wanted to a little bit, you know, the mining. Just a nice way to kill some time. It's give me a little bit of variability. A few more things that I need to consider. Now what I'm a little bit keen to do is log into one of my accounts and get that guy after 3 hours live. And just have like a prison character who just spends all his time in prison doing missions, mining, earning credits, finding all the shanks, just shanking people and just causing trouble in prison. That'd be so good. You know, and just building that balance, right? And offer my services, prison credits. Can you send money AUEC to someone in prison? Not sure. We'll have to have a look. What you see. Pretty sure when you open up your Mobi-Glass, you can see your AUEC balance and prison credits. Not 100% sure. If somebody knows, let me know in the chat. Because if you can send someone AUEC, or if you can see your AUEC when you're in prison, then that means if someone's in prison, if you're in prison, can you send someone AUEC? Know that you can send them credits. That's the whole thing, right? You send me AUEC and send you prison credits, and you can. Otherwise, I'm going to shank you, and your time in prison is going to be miserable. There's no local storage in prison, right? You can't just find all the shanks and the local. So when I do inevitably die in prison, just pull another shank out of my inventory and off we go again. But if I had that prison character, then I could just spend the time finding spawn points, right, for the shanks. I've only found 2. They were always at the end of dead end stuff. Both of them were shank and chocolate stuff, like a little stash someone had. Like the red loot boxes in the ground facilities spawn in the same place, so whenever you go into a check the loot box spots. Found 2 backpack stogs full of gems next to the cashing terminal the other day, left by someone nice. I know that people are still having issues with selling gems in prison. See in global chat every now and then, like, you know, just take your backpack off. Just get a different backpack and take 10 gems out of the backpack that's on the ground and sell 10 gems at a time. Terminal has an issue with selling bulk quantity of gems, it seems. It was doing that a while ago. That seems to be back. Right, there's our gems done. Let's go hydrate. Slowly dehydrate death. Acted.
Come on, come here, bud.
All right. So, to what we're supposed to be doing, and that's keeping ourselves alive right now. Ariel, and off with a nice little cluster. 18%. No problems. We may actually have something in the ship. I've got nothing in my backpack. And we got ship. 30 gems, thank you very much. Let's stack those. Alright, so we got nothing. Got nothing. Was working fine for me 5 times in prison in 24 hours with glitched bounties. Well, it's good to hear that that's working fine then. Maybe it's just a periodic sort of thing. Alright. So it's altitude. Let's go. Find. Hopefully, there's something there. No, I'm sure there will be. There's generally always white food, so should be fine. So something to drink, chocolate. Although that might become a problem. I need to beef chunks. Chocolate doesn't really fill you up for him. It just gives you energy. Alright. Let's see what's happening over at Bezdek. Home of the Thunderbolt. I've got 2 other accounts. I've got 2 other accounts, Argo Hurston and Curtis Crouch. Don't know who I should send to prison. Maybe, you know, Argo Hurston could have a story. He's like married into the Hurston backstory. Nobody liked him. He took their name, right? And nobody likes him. And so maybe they orchestrated like a prison sentence. Sent him to prison. All right. Thinking about upgrading the medical Pisces, but C1. Definitely a very nice ship, man. Medical Pisces is a lovely ship if you're doing bunkers and stuff, head bed, right? But, you know, at the end of the day, a medical issue is not really a massive problem. And the fact that it doesn't have a bed, you can't bed log in it. You know, it's a wonderful support ship, but as a daily driver, you know, for doing anything other than just like running bunkers, it's not really a daily driver because you can't bed log, right? Like right now I'm talking about Argo Hurston and Curtis Crouch and right now I could fly off out of this armistice, so go land, log out, you know, character. You can't do that in a Pisces. You have to fly back to a station, right? The C1 is a lovely ship. It's way more versatile, obviously, ship than the Pisces is. We can sell our gems while we're here. If you buy a second game package, can it go onto a pre-existing account? Yeah. You can buy as many game packages as you want on your account. So, like, I all the money that I've spent at CIG, I've spent on my main account. I've just gifted starter packages to my users. That way, all of my spent on, you know, via account And then the other accounts, you know, I just gift them a starter package. It's crazy to me that even the exploration doesn't have a bed to log in. Yeah, the Pisces, the expedition. Yeah. Disappointing. The expedition, like the C8X has its 4 cargo slots, right? It's got a little cargo grid. Should have a cargo grid. Carry around some stuff. C8, the C8R has the med bed. It's a medical Pisces, right? But the C8 Expedition should have a bed and a little kitchen. No storage, just a bed and a kitchen. That's what it should have. Let's take that berry. What are you exploring? A planet? We are over on Ariel right now. Sell our gems. Righty. It's off. The expedition is the parasite that goes with the carrot, like a puddle jump. Short, right? Yeah, but it should still have a little bit. Have a little bit. Or put the little bed in the C8X. One of the Pisces needs to have a little bit. It can't be the medical Pisces, right? Can't be the medical Pisces. All right, that's that. So drinks and some buzz. Threw some rubbish at the... Oh, we don't have a helmet on! Where's my helmet? Where's my helmet gone? Rude! Neither need a bed for logging out. All ships shouldn't be able to do. It's true. Would be nice to have a Pisces with, then that'd be my... Man, they stole my helmet. They done stole my helmet. Hey. Plan now. Helmet. No red boxes in here. You can throw bottles in Armistice now. Noted. They stole your helmet. Man, what happened? What happened? All right. Run, Forrest, run. Get 2.5 minutes. Plus med pens. Less than a minute. We got a minute. Can we get back to the ship in a minute if there's no helmet in here? Yeah, I reckon we can. Well, we start getting woozy at about the 22nd mark. Check the box here. There was nothing in the box. We grabbed the food from the box. Hoping something in. It's not look like there's never helmets in these, and the bloody ready up in the other box doesn't. Like these ready ups don't work. That hat's gonna be... Hey, one more room to check in this building. Then we gotta make a decision. Do we go to that building over there? Or do we go back to the ship? Because it's one or the other. I'm not gonna be able to get over there as well as get from there back to the ship. One more room. Shit. Haven't tried ready ups in a while. Yeah, they don't do anything. They don't do anything. Do I want some help, Rhino? No, well, not at the moment. It's an interesting conundrum. It's an interesting conundrum. Hey, what do we do? Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's go. Did we leave the ship open or did we close it? I think we closed it. I can put my ramp on steps and move you to your ship. Look, let me see how we go first. Let me see how we go first. Still got some options. Apples. Not looking good. Oh, what's in here? What is in here? A helmet. A helmet. Yes. A helmet. It's an arrow too, thank God, because I wouldn't have been able to put that Novikov on. Yeah. It's purple. All right. See a lot of crews in that inventory. Well, hey, listen, man. We're out and about, and we got nothing. We got nothing. Right now, we cannot be beggars, and we cannot be choosers. We got to take what we can get, and thank God, you know, they delivered with the helmet. I'll take that goddamn cruise. I do have some water. I will drink the water first, and then if we get a chance to get back to a port where there's some appropriate stuff, make sure that cruise finds its way to the bottom. Get some raves in chat. Crouch found a helmet. Oh God, last building, last box. So lucky. So lucky. That would have been the end of the ROC Mining expedition whilst we went back and made a quick stop back home to grab another helmet. Yeah, I don't know why there's nothing in this ship. Don't know why that's the case. Or maybe because I crashed the last ship. Maybe I claimed it. I'm trying not to claim any of my ships except the Pisces, right? Pisces are my runabouts. That's it. Get those raves going. Get those raves going. All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's refuel while we're here. Take care of all the basics. Hey. Fuel. Fuel. Fire up our scanner. Hype. 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 Hype, 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 hype. whilst we're waiting for our refueling. How long's that refueling taking? Come on, man. Get that hydrogen in there. We need it. Gotta work on some emotes, my dude. Yeah, like I'm not a Twitch streamer, right? But given I have been having so many issues with YouTube, like I was saying last night, you know, maybe I should let's concentrate on Twitch. All right, let's go. We're not waiting around for this nonsense. Now I'm going to have that reef stuck on my screen. Yeah, got to get some Tim Tam emotes and stuff in there for sure. For sure. Do something with the channel points as well. Tim Tam's over there. On. Hey. Hola. Sunny side of the planet. Let's say. Latham is also in Dallas. Dan is breaking up occasionally at this end. Is it? Maybe, oh, hang on a second. I see what's happening here. I see what's happening here. Back a bit. That should be better. I think we should be okay there. Yeah, sorry, my noise gate was a little bit skew-effed. So that would have been affecting the sound. Man, YouTube, why are you being such a bitch? What is Twitch saying? The sound is gone. Oh yeah, hang on. Sorry, my bad. I'm messing about with I'm a real streamer. I should have put it in studio mode. Sorry, I just went to adjust my noise gate, which is in a different scene, and because I'm a real streamer, I forgot to put OBS in studio mode. So you went off to see my black scene. But we should be all good now. We should be all good now. YouTube is having a complaint. The stream's current bitrate is lower than the recommended bitrate. Well, use the bitrate I'm sending to you, YouTube. Twitch isn't having any trouble. I'm just saying. Sort it out, YouTube. Sort it out. Yeah, sorry about that. Technical issue while we went off and fixed the noise gate on the microphone. Because we are using the microphone through voice mod. So we can get all that shit. I like how I beeped one word and not the other. Twitch is crappier video, so uses lower bitrate. Well, right now it's using way more than YouTube is. Oh, we're back to an excellent connection. I'm glad YouTube figured itself out. All right, back to Bezdek. It should totally be a Star Citizen machinima. And a lot of people go to Bezdek, right, to buy their barrels. So there's, quite often I've seen people hanging out there just, trying to pirate the cargo haulers. And, yeah, I think back to Bezdek would be a fun little story. Dodgy Aussie internet. It's YouTube, man. I'm sending 6 kilobits to Twitch. Not a problem. But YouTube's having a fit. My internet at the moment doesn't be working fine. I've got 50 megabits up, 100 down. I'd love it to be synchronous, but it is not. And 50 up is perfectly fine for Twitch and usually YouTube. But I have noticed since I've started streaming again in the last few weeks, YouTube has been much more temperamental than it has been in the past. And given that I haven't changed anything at my end, except just not streaming for 4 months, who knows what YouTube has done? Alright, let's get our scanner up. 90 degrees. Send out a ping quite a while away. 1770. No, thank you. Let's go. This is a nice moon, isn't it? It looks real glassy from up here until we get a little lower and then the nightmare rocks appear. They craters over on this side, hey? Cable's got cobwebs. Yeah, YouTube needs to clean house, man. It's a little slower here on aerial. Atmosphere's a bit thicker. 1800. Normally we're rocking another 100 meters a second faster on Magda. What have we got, Magda? No, we're on aerial. Don't do this to me. Okay, let's switch that scanner off. We're getting some results then. Okay, so the scanner might be a little skew-iffy. Let's reboot that. 620 out there. 11700 over there. Let's keep going. See if our scanner gives us some results. There's cobwebs in my scanner. What's going on, scanner? What's going on? 7440. That's one we're interested in. Julio, how are you? Hello to all. Hello to you, my friend. I hope you are well. Thank you for joining us here at After Dark on a Sunday as we cruise around, do a little bit of rock mining. Wait for the max mine to be released. So that we can get some multi-crew mining going on. Max mine, it's a thing. What are you doing, scanner? Come on. Aerial's done frying my circuits. Dolivine. Okay. Okay, so we're back. Let's see what comes in the next patch of little delicious nodes. Is this going to be a repeat of our experience on Magda? One very nice cluster, followed by nothing. That's a double cluster out there for sure. What's happening, Julio? How have you been? You been spending any time in Star Citizen lately? What has been your game loop of choice? I am very keen to go and get an account into prison. Let's go check this out. It's not exactly the sort of thing that you could have an extended stream about prison. There's just not really, too much to do there. But I think, much like story time, we could have some brief interludes of a little bit of prison activity, whilst my man on the inside earns credits. Adonite. There we go. I thought at first you wanted to do some multi-crew today. I was stoked for like 30 seconds till I read post again and saw you just want to talk about it. We will do some multi-crew stuff. Obviously, we will do that. What is this weird effect that's happening around the ship? You guys see that? I've never seen that before. Yeah, I just don't see, outside of just getting a group of people together and, just generally going rock mining, how rock mining can be an actual, true multi-crew sort of experience without the modifications that we were talking about earlier in the stream. In terms of having access to the max lift and, varied node sizes. Those two things immediately make multi-crew gem mining possible, and it immediately makes the ROC DS usable. Give us a max mine. It's a feature. You get that also, do you, Rhino? You're on LSD. It's new, is it? It's super weird. What the hell is it? Yeah, if we get the max mine, then that immediately means we can have multiple people rock mining without a rock, gem mining without a rock, which would be amazing. Go mining in a Pisces, which would be super, super fun. Pisces got 3 seats in it. And then the varied node sizes, right? Those two things alone unlock multi-crew gem mining and immediately make the ROC DS, usable. I have 2 what, Skeet? You have 2 what? To rocks. See, that's group gameplay, which we will certainly do some more of. I think the last time we did that was in the Carrack, right? And we had a whole bunch of rocks and a whole bunch of people. That was super fun. But that's group gameplay, right? Not multiple people working on this node here, like you would have in a mole, right? You get these big nodes that you just can't break by yourself. You need other people in the lasers. Yes, you can solo a mole, but to an extent, right? Whereas rock mining, you don't need anybody else to do this, because there's just not you know, variation in node sizes. You know, there's no large nodes that you can't break by yourself. So if we get the larger node sizes, I guess that's the first thing, right? Just give us larger node sizes. Small nodes, big nodes in the cluster. Some that can be hand mined, others that need a rock, others that need 2 rocks. Then we can multi-crew. Then give us the max lift variant of the mining tool, the max mine. I think if we had the max mine, you'd see a lot more people rock mining or gem mining. Should have had a backup yesterday. Killed one looking at chat too much. Gotta have scout to maximize time. Yeah, having a scout's, you know, again, part of the, you know, multi-crew gem mining, I suppose. You know, you've got people out there looking for those clusters. But, you know, that's an issue because of the system that we have right now of Dolomite, Aphrite, and Hadanite. I really hate that. You know, I want this cluster to have a mix of everything in it. And I have to make the decision about what I decide to break rather than, you know, oh, it's not Hadanite, I just keep going. I don't want to know what this is from the air. I don't know how much of the stream you caught yesterday, Skeet, but all I want to know from the air is that there's a cluster of X number of nodes over there. And I need to get on the ground, or I have an appropriate scanner in an appropriate ship to be able to scan those nodes just like you would in a prospector from the air. Preferably, I'd rather go, oh, there's a cluster of 9 nodes there. Fly over, set down, get out of my ship, get in my rock, drive over, scan the nodes and go, oh, that one's too big for me to break. But that one is, but it's only got Dolomite in it and a tiny little bit of Hadanite. You know, exactly the same as ore mining, right? You know, you get these rocks with, you know, varying compositions. I want gem mining to be exactly the same, but instead of mining ore, we're mining gems, right? And then the need so much for a scout is still relevant, but you know, they're not scouting for Hadanite, so to speak. They're scouting for big clusters. And maybe in that case, then, you know, they're in an appropriate ship that has a good scanner that's sensitive enough to be able to scan these small rocks. Then you actually have a proper scout, someone who can scout out, look for big clusters and analyze them and go, hey guys, you know, I found a nice cluster over here. You know, there's, you know, I'm sitting on 16 nodes. 8 of them, you know, are predominantly Hadanite. There's some rubbish in here. There's a couple diamonds, and there's one fucking node here that we're going to need 2 rocks and a max mine to break, but it's got Janelite in it. That's what we want. That's what I want. Don't break that yet. Then your scout actually becomes a proper scout rather than just someone looking for Hadanite. That would be cool. And then I know that I'd certainly love to be a scout looking for those sorts of deposits, right? Looking for the big clusters, analyzing them, scanning them, you know, breaking it down and going, okay, look, I'm on a big cluster. Like sometimes you'll come across a double cluster of, you know, ore rocks, right? But there's nothing there worth mining. And, you know, you go from, oh man, there's 12 rocks here to, man, there's absolutely nothing good here. There's nothing worth taking. You have that emotional experience and then you move on to the next one. Whereas right now, you come across a patch of Hadanite, you set down and you mine it. You get back in your ship, you fly to the next patch of Hadanite and you mine it. It's, like I said in my title of the stream yesterday, it's boring. We need more gem types too. Yeah, exactly. We need lots more gem types. We should be able to find diamonds in these nodes. We need to find Janelite in here. You know, we need half a dozen different minerals at least. Just like you do with prospecting. You know, it's wonderful to see the ore mining is in such a wonderful place right now that the next mining refactor really needs to focus on ground mining. give us at least a minimum, if not 10 different minerals. Give us a rock that's capable of having, a customizable configuration. Give us these MFDs so that we can tune it on the fly so that we're breaking out of these rocks, the minerals that we really want. All the stuff that I talked about yesterday. Ruby, emerald, onyx. Yeah, exactly. What does gold mean, Julio? Learning some new things today. Because as it stands, it's boring. I mean, as I said yesterday, there should certainly still be an easy mode. The profession shouldn't be complicated enough that, new people just can't do it. But it needs to be complex enough that a new person can just do it, point and click. But, someone who's has studied the profession can tweak it and get the most out of it. And if you don't want to do that, then, sometimes I just want to cruise around and I just want to do this and I'm very happy to do this and I love it. But sometimes I'm like, I want more from this. And so, I want to be able to have both of those experiences, just cruise around and, mine stuff, or actually, put in the extra effort and spend the extra time to tweak my rock for each specific node based on its composition, etc. So hopefully, maybe next year we'll see another mining refractor for the rock and for the poor old DS. But there's a lot they could do to really make rock mining interesting. Go your open letters. If we had the max mine, it would be super fun just to get a group of people together and just go mining with the max mines. All working together to break the same rocks. Yes, obviously it's not going to be as profitable as, or as quick as, breaking it in the rock, right? But, you're still having a group experience. And, for those people that don't have a rock or, they want to start mining, larger things than the hand minables with the little multi-tool. They can use the max mine, jump in their Pisces or their, what's the other starter ship, the Aurora MR or the Titan, and go mine some of these larger rocks while they save up to buy rocks. Also, rock mining should be tied into beams. Different beams need different gems as the focus crystal. Yeah, well, that's what I was saying, here. I don't think we need different beams. I just think we need the ability to tune the beam on this MFD that says no target and you can't change it, right? This MFD here is where you should tune the laser arm for different minerals, for different crystals. As well as having components that you physically put in and out, right? Right now in your PC, you can put physical components in there, but everybody can tune. If everyone had the same PC, the same hardware, you can tune that differently, right? It's like brewing beer. Back at the homebrew club, everybody gets the same ingredients, but everybody brews a different beer based on, how long your mash is, what temperature you're at, your extraction rates and all that sort of stuff. I have my hardware and then I tune my software. That would be awesome. Alrighty. Another little patch done. A mining C8. That would be fun, but I don't think we need any more vehicle-based, you know, ships. Or any ship-based, you know, mining vehicles. The Prospector, the Mole, you know, the Prospector, you know, being the smallest. The Mole, we have the upcoming Arastra, which fills the void between the Mole and the Orion. What we don't have is more ground-based stuff, and that's what we need. But yes, I'm an advocate for the Pisces, and I love it, but I don't think we need a mining variant of it. It would be super fun just because I'm a Pisces enthusiast, but change out the Titan nose gun to mining laser? No. We don't need more mining ships. Don't need more mining ships. The C8M. Where'd that cluster go? It's down here somewhere. There it is. See, now I'd have to get on the ground, go out and investigate these, or have a scanner that's capable of scanning, you know, these rocks, which obviously every ship is. But, you know, to do them all individually, just like you do in a prospector. You check that rock, you check that rock, you check that rock. Trying to do that from the air would be so annoying. You know, with these tiny, tiny little movements. You're way better off just doing it on foot, right? Which is the whole point of gem mining, is you're outside. That's what makes it a different experience than ore mining. Come on, Ariel. Give me something. The wonderful thing about ore mining is that every node, every cluster that you come across is an opportunity to go and have a look and a check. What is that out there? 3100. Okay, this is something we're interested in. Just like each of these is an opportunity. But when I get here, if it's not Hadanite, I move on, right? You know, that's it. My choice is over. Rather than going, okay, let's sit down and have a look. What am I going to mine here? Is there anything worth mining? Or am I just going to take the valuable stuff and leave everything else? Or am I just going to gobble everything? Or, you know, I get to make a decision. Oops, that's the wrong way. That gate down. This music is very Indian. Oh, yeah, mildly. I think just because it's a little twangy. There are a couple of Hindi tracks in this playlist. It's more Arabic than it is Indian or Middle Eastern. Snake charming music. Yeah, it's much more Middle Eastern. All right, let's go. Get ourselves some more Hadanite. Sounds more Moroccan, more Turkish to me. Oop, mining arm. Let's go. Let's go. Crash our way out through the door. I don't think I've ever driven out of the C1 smoothly. You always end up clipping one of the walls because of those bloody little anti-ship wings. I forgot which side of the ship the rocks are on. I think it is the other side. There they are. We've got a nice quiet rock tonight. We don't have a loud monster. We can still turn that engine off though. Doesn't happen in a C2. Yeah, that's true. That's a bigger boat, mate. That's a bigger boat. It also doesn't fly like the C1, no. Oh, I did spend some money on a C2 early this afternoon. After having a look at the price rises that are happening to various ships on the EPTU, I thought I'll grab myself a C2 now. Go put some components in it. Then I backspaced to Lawville, claimed the C2, took it out, and stored it again. That is CIG's recommended method for ensuring that a ship that you buy in-game persists between patches. If you don't claim it, pull it out and store it, it doesn't get written to the long-term database. Which is a bit weird. Better to have one too big and not need it than need it and not have it. This is very true. This is very true. Those new prices are a test. Well, the prices should, you know, the bloody 890 jump should be 250 million, at least. At least. The ships are, either the ships need to be way more expensive or we need to earn way less money. Because right now it's just ridiculous. Throw in the money sinks, the taxes, hangar fees, medical fees, all that sort of stuff. And do something about income versus purchases, because it is completely out of whack right now. You shouldn't be able to buy a new ship every other day, man. You know, it's nonsense. It gives no value to anything. But, you know, alpha, I'm sure as we get closer and closer and closer, you know, all these things will be balanced and tweaked, and, you know, quantum will influence things. And stop breaking the nodes, we're losing gems. PvP murder should have a more harsh punishment too. I certainly think that the reputation system is something that really needs to have a priority, because at the moment, without having a proper reputation system, it is breeding that culture or letting that culture fester of that sort of you know, just kill because I can, right? But if there's a harsher punishment, then you know, it actually becomes, you know, more of a conscious decision rather than, oh, I'm just going to kill that dude because, you know, I'll spend 3 hours in prison and then I can get out of prison in 10 minutes, sort of thing. Or I buy credits from Crouch and I'm out in no minutes. I got over 40 ships, so I welcome the new prices. That's the thing, right? You know, it should take you a good long while to you know, earn the money to buy a new ship, and then a good long while to earn money to buy the next ship. You know, not just be able to go out and, you know, earn $5 million in a couple of hours and buy a new ship. That's nonsense talk. Obviously, a lot of that is happening because, you know, game mechanics are allowing that to happen, simply because, you know, things, you know, haven't, you know, been fully thought through. Or, you know, there's limitations on whatever. So it's allowing that sort of activity to happen. But there needs to be a balance. And obviously, you know, having game mechanics that break that balance is an issue. So, you know, the changes, somebody mentioned last night, you know, that they were upset about the nerf to the pricing for bunker missions. been halved from 90 grand to 45, right? I think that's a wonderful thing. Takes you less than 5 minutes to run one of those. Well, actually, no, one of the 90k bunkers probably take you about 10 minutes. Maybe even less. You've got at least 3 minutes of waiting. 1 minute between each wave. So there's 3 minutes right there. And then 1 minute to clear each wave. So that's another 3 minutes. So 6 minutes. 7 minutes to clear a 90k bunker. It's nonsense. Nah, I'm thinking more like capital punishment, execution for a few days or something. I don't think you can stop people from being able to play. Certainly, you know, the prison sentences need to be not harsher, but again, it comes down to, you know, if you've got a 23-hour prison sentence and you run 4 oxygen missions or 5 oxygen missions and you're out in 20 minutes, half an hour, you know, that's only fine right now because there's not a lot of other activities to do in prison. You can't have, you know, a varied game experience in prison because there's just not a lot of things to do there, right? But if there were more things to do in prison, then, you know, it wouldn't be a bad place to be, so to speak. You kill people, you go to prison, 23-hour sentence, and, you know, if you played the game mechanics, you'd maybe spend 8 hours of that game time in prison. But 8 hours of game time right now in Klesher, as it is, would be unbearable. There's just nothing to do, right? But if prison was actual, you know, had a lot of things to do there, actual proper gameplay, then, you know, that 8 hours would be, you know, at least more enjoyable than, you know, trying to spend 8 hours. Imagine having to spend 8 hours in Klesher right now. But yeah, murdering people and you get a 23-hour prison sentence and you're out in 8 for good behavior. That's a consequence, right? You got to think really then, do I want to spend 8 hours in prison if I go around murdering everybody? For that, we need a proper law system, you know, all that sort of stuff. We need the right to self-defense, you know, who shot first, and all that sort of stuff. Definitely work to do. I think that's... Oh, no, there's a sneaky one over here. So if Klesher was more interesting, then yes, you could make people stay there for longer and they could still have an enjoyable game experience in prison. OMG, I just overcharged a rock and I got well away and down a crater, so terrain was in the way and it still killed my rock. Think I broke my C1 also. Holy cow! Yeah, them exploding rocks, man. Them exploding rocks, they're hazardous, man. I really like that. I really like that. I think it needs to have some variation though, because, you know, even if you overcharge just a little, you're gone. If the rocks had componentry and all that sort of stuff, then you overcharge by just a little and you fry something, but then you can replace it in the field. If you overcharge by more, then, you know, you do more. It needs to be scaled, right? I don't think we emptied the hopper, but that's all right. Is there still a gem there? Did we miss one? What was that thing that just popped up? Gonna tractor the rock back in the C1 and see if I can repair it. Yes! I love that. I love that. That's a great idea. Why didn't I think of that when my rock wasn't working the other day? That's a great idea. Yes! See, that's the sort of stuff, man. That's the sort of stuff I'm talking about. You know, if something goes wrong, we have to fix it, not just go, oh, backspace and, you know, get a new one. You know, if the medical fees for backspacing were 50 grand, you know, then you've got to really make the decision. Do I want to spend 50 grand just to save myself a few minutes? Or, you know, do I figure out how I get myself out of this situation? Yeah, that's a hand mineable for sure. Like, they give you a free undersuit and helmet? What nonsense is that? What nonsense is that? That just encourages people to backspace. Well, it doesn't encourage it, but it certainly doesn't discourage it. You die, you get fucking regened with nothing. Don't even get a med gown, buddy. Sort your shit out. Do you have the appropriate level of insurance to get that bloody undersuit? Like, there's another thing, right? Why does everyone just get a free undersuit? You should get it if you're paying for insurance. It just gets deducted out of your balance at the end of every week, whether you're playing or not. Your medical insurance. They've got studios in America. They're very well familiar with paying, you know, tens of thousands of dollars to get, you know, antibiotics for their coughs. What is that? I don't think it's something I'm interested in. 1385, no. So yes, I'm sure, you know, as things progress and develop, you know, all these things will slowly, you know, evolve. But there can be no more excuses after they get, you know, their major tech pillars finished, right? There can be no more. We're not waiting for anything else. There's, you know, you've got your tech. Get on with the content. Get on with the mechanics. Get on with the game. So it's going to be super interesting to see what happens in 24 when, you know, the replication layer and server meshing is in there. 11520. That one I'm not sure about. It seems feasible, but that one's not. So we just need to wait and see. Having a system where a player could go around being a medic would be fun. Yeah, you know, the whole medical gameplay needs attention. Yeah, there's so many things, right? You know, so many things. But yes, I think we briefly touched on that yesterday when someone asked the question, do you get a crime stat when you respond to medical beacons? And if you're in an area you're not supposed to be in because you don't have the authority to be there, then yes, you're trespassing, and if you get killed or downed or whatever, then you go to jail, right? So the reputation system and having, you know, a medical guild, medical profession, that if you are responding to a beacon, then you have the authority to be in restricted areas for the purposes of your assignment. You know, that sort of stuff would make a big difference to the medical gameplay. Aphrodite. And I think one of the other, you know, probably one of the biggest changes they can make to service beacons right now, both medical beacons, combat beacons, is that, you know, you shouldn't be able to put out a system-wide beacon unless you pay a system-wide beacon fee, right? Because, you know, someone who's 38 million kilometers away being able to accept your beacon and then take fucking 40 minutes to get to you is nonsense. Nonsense. The beacon should go out in your area. Microtech, Hurston, you know, within, you know, 5 million kilometers of you. So that you can get an appropriate level of response and an appropriate level of time. I think one of the challenges of that is there's just not, people don't use the medical beacon system because, you know, backspace, right? I'll just go buy armor. It doesn't cost any money because I can make millions of credits an hour. I'll just backspace, go buy a whole new set of armor if I don't already have, you know, 10 sets in my inventory. The whole balance of the game is way out of whack. But again, alpha, Major tech pillars still being developed. Which is why I'm saying there can be no excuses after replication layer and server meshing are done. None. Make the game interesting. When you finish building your house, you decorate it, right? You know from experience that beacons is broken. In what way, Skeet? How are they broken? In what way? Oh, there's... Wow, my frame's really stuffed for a second then. Whoa! Close. I mean, the beacon system really needs to be quite heavily tied into, you know, reputation, right? Right now, it's very easy for anyone to respond to a beacon and just come and, you know, nerf you, right? And nerf you, murder you. And that should still be a possibility. But, you know, less of that would happen if, you know, the other things that we were already discussing before about, you know, longer prison sentences, harsher punishments, you know, you should be fined, right? For, you know, you should receive a fine and go to jail. You know, the punishments need to be harsher, which would then discourage that sort of behavior from a more regular occurrence. Yes, people are still going to do it, and that's fine. They should still be able to do that. But if they're happy to accept the level of risk, then great. What you'll probably find is that most people won't be happy to accept that level of risk. That, you know, if I respond to a medical beacon, a legitimate call for help, then I murder that person, man, that's a scummy thing to do, right? So, you know, you get an actual in-game 8-hour prison sentence. You spend 8 hours in prison, obviously with lots of other things to do, and you get fined, you know, 6 million credits or 100,000 credits or whatever. That way, if someone does, you know, want to be a jerk, then they can do that, right? But it will stop the majority of people exploiting that. Remember when Acorn and you tried to find your ship after you crashed it a couple of weeks ago? Oh, right, yeah, right, in that sense, yeah. Yeah, so from that perspective, yeah, that's just, you know, fixing the mechanics, right? That's... But in terms of the gameplay, yes, obviously the things need to work, right? You know, in the ideal world where things are working properly, right? The way that they've been implemented right now, just, you know, it facilitates, or it doesn't discourage, you know, just rampant murder. That's why no one does them. Yeah, exactly. You know, there's ways for all of these cool things that COG have in the game to actually be useful. Why then doesn't seem to be much going on about it? I don't know why. Either they've just got really poor game designers, or, you know, they've got other priorities. And I'm assuming if they've got 1,000 employees, they've probably got some pretty good people there. So they obviously have other priorities. Once those priorities are sorted out, you know, there can be no excuse. Tweak these mechanics you already have in game to function in a way that facilitates interesting and engaging gameplay. So, Viv, when the replication layer stuff is implemented, does that mean contracts accepted will be persistent, e.g. markers, etc. after 30Ks? It should, yep. That is the whole concept of the replication layer, is that, you know, everything that we're doing right now is replicated and stored, and that when the you log back in. Instead of it being server dependent, you simply log back in, and irregardless of what server you're actually on. Essentially, the whole point of the replication layer and server meshing is to create one consistent environment, right? Server meshing tying hardware together, resources, RAM, CPU, processing power, and the replication layer delivering the data. So if the data is replicated from whatever hardware you're running on to that data store, and then you log back in, and the information is retrieved from the replication layer, then yes, I should be able to log off here in my ROC with its engine on and log back in to my ROC with the engine on. Maybe dehydrated and hungry. Wow, 1 hour and 45 minutes late, and Set for Life still hasn't been drawn. Is there a lottery? Set for Life, eh? Yeah, we did get lucky on that one, didn't we, Skeet? That was amazing. Well, that's only because, Acorn could watch back through the stream. If that was a just in-game experience, that we never would have found the ship. He went back and watched the stream and figured out where I'd flown. This is an Indian song, this one. In the EPTU yesterday, I noticed that my call to arms was staying in accepted after I logged. Yeah, that's interesting. And Rhino had mentioned that, now in the display info from the console, now there was some details there about server meshing and the replication layer, right? So obviously some of that is going in for 322. I really think that in the first quarter next year, maybe towards the end of March, the end of the quarter, end of first quarter, we'll see some more details about these tech pillars that they've been saying they badly need for a whole bunch of things to be, possible. Like the reputation system. Because everything is server dependent right now, it's impossible to have a proper reputation system. But if you have the replication layer in place, then you can have a proper reputation system. There we go, Rhino. Server meshing false and recovery report 0. Recovery report. So it's interesting to see that's in there. Certainly 2024 is going to be an interesting year. I think we'll see an announcement date for Squadron 42. Obviously, we've already seen and heard from CIG that they're restructuring their teams and their resources. Now that they don't need it, so many people working on Squadron 42, that those people are coming across to the various teams across the PU. So I think 2024 is going to be certainly a very interesting year, which is exciting. It seems strange, I just started playing Star Citizen again last year. I was looking back through my account. I backed on the July 5th, 2013, and so we're over a decade now of having been invested in the game, and I've been a subscriber for the last 18 months, and the time has just disappeared. Obviously, I took 4 months off while I was wrapping up my business, but it's going to be exciting. Next year is going to certainly be very, very interesting. There's a lot of cool stuff. There's always lots of cool stuff that they're talking about. And, it's just, my hope, right? Like I mentioned yesterday, I'm very much addicted to the hopium. That these tech pillars that they need to have finished allow them to, move on with the content. I missed your face. That's very kind, Skeet. I really do feel very honoured and very privileged, you know, to be able to stream. You know, to be able to stream, and then B, to have an audience who tunes in regularly. I have a wonderful little community of people that tune into my stream, and you know, for some people, it's they just don't ever get that. So I feel very lucky and I feel very privileged, and it is 100% down to the people here in chat who are here every week, here every stream, you know, popping in for 5 minutes just to say howdy and drop a like, or hanging out with me for hours. I really am very privileged. So thank you, Skeet. I missed everybody while I wasn't here, and it's been wonderful to come back. I really wish I had more time to do 4 streams a week like I used to, but you know, the reality is I can't anymore. You know, for example, I'm working 12 hours a day this week. I just don't have the time, unfortunately. Sneaky one, blown away. Can we grab it from here? Yeah, that's what we need. Oh, you know what we should do soon? Some story time. I really need to get some more of that story done. Otherwise, it's going to take weeks to get part 1 finished. Only been on for a little less than 3 hours. Wow. Uh-oh. Tiny bit of overcharge, but we bled it off. You understand? I've been trying to make more time too. You know how hard it is. Yeah, you know, it's one of those things that you know, if you really do want to build an audience and you know, build a community, then you need to have some regularity. And I think that's what worked for me before, is that I was able to put a schedule in place, and at that stage, you know, I could commit to it. And so right now, Sunday, really, you know, we streamed yesterday just because, you know, I had the chance to and I had the opportunity to, you know, but Sunday being really the only day that I can commit to a stream starting at 9 p.m. UTC plus 10 every week. You know, at least I can keep something regular. And I think that really helped me when I first started, is that I could have that schedule. And so people would rock up, right? They'd know this is when Crouch is going to be on. Let's go. One more node. I'm plus 15 for you. Well, I can tell you then that the future is just as exciting as yesterday was, mate. Man, the world's a crazy place, man. Every time I drive to work, I see all these little businesses on the high streets and the main roads and stuff, and I think to myself, how are those people surviving? And then I pass one shop after another shop after another shop. I'm like, this is just one road in a city of, you know, 4.5 million people, and then this is just one tiny city in a massive country in a huge world. There's just scale of things is just mind-boggling, man. You know, the world really is an amazing place. There's just so many people all doing their thing. And that's why I say I feel blessed and privileged and honored to be here in front of a community of people and, you know, sharing a passion for something that we all love. because the world is huge. And here I am in my little corner of it, just loving it. Damn it, life sucks. Well, eventually I got 2 mil from the C2. Not bad at all. Nice work. Nice work. Oh, we got 1 rogue Hadanite. That's not going to be stackable. No, it stacks. How have we only got 597 Hadanite? Oh, we did have 1 cell. That's right. All right, Ariel. Let's fire up. Let's get some of that big money. Cluster of 16, please. Let's go. Okay. Slowly peer down. Scanner. Where's that sunshine? Where's the shadows? It's behind us this way. All right. Some more Hattie. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to the changes. I'm looking forward to the opportunity to actually have some meaningful and engaged multi-crew rock mining experiences. We'll see what 2024 brings. And I think next week, you know, I think we'll do something as a community together. We'll have a community stream next Sunday. I'm very keen to get the A2 out. We can have 8 people in that, all manning guns. We'll see what happens with 322. Also, because, you know, there's just some activities like mining, really not a great deal of point spending time mining if we're just going to lose it overnight in an update. Oh, Jesus. Oh, my goodness. Talk about kissing the ground. So I think some action in the A2. A little cluster. Lovely. Would be fun. Maybe we'll get a bunch of rocks together in a C2 and go do a little bit of rock mining as a group. You know, all just drop down on one cluster and gobble it up in minutes and then move on to the next one, rather than all spreading out all over the place and looking for different clusters. If we all just work together on one and just rip it apart and then move on to the next one. And I don't know why I powered the ship off. Panic! You gonna do some more mining tomorrow, Meta? Well, get it done, man. Get those refinery orders in. See, the issue with the big refinery orders is that they can take up to 72 hours, right? Is it 72 hours to process? Like 3 days to process a refinery order when there's a patch just around the corner? You know, that just gets me nervous. A crude reclaimer is the way to go. Yeah, true. We could get a reclaimer out. I just think that, you know, it's arm. I just think that, you know, mining at this stage, given that there's a patch just around the corner, too risky. Yes, it's good fun, and you know, I'd certainly enjoy it. But you know, you want to get something from it, right? I don't remember where did I park facing the rocks. This is the second time I've done this now. There they are, right in front of me. Yep. Like, what is that stuff? I want to mine some of that. Rhino is indeed the salvage king. That is your bag. You always park so gems are behind my ramp. I normally park so that they're in front of me, so you know I can put my lights on if it gets dark. You use the Ferrin exchange meta for my mole loads and the Dinnick solvitation for your prospector. So they take between 24 and 28 hours. It's a good way to do it, I suppose. I know that the Dinnick's solvitation is the longest one, but it's also the most efficient, right? Or in terms of money. It's the cheapest, I should say. I don't know if it's the most efficient, but it's the cheapest, right? Where's that gem going? The ROC has lights that are useful now. They're better. They're certainly better. I wouldn't say that they're where they need to be, but they're certainly better. You do the opposite for the headlights too, Skeet. It kind of does make sense to have the ramp, you know, facing the rocks. So that way you can just scoot out and scoot back in. I don't know, I'm just so used to trying to point towards them. Otherwise, sometimes I just lose them too easily. Put a C2 headlight on a rock, then it will be where it needs to be. The lights just need to be, they just need to face down more. They still face sort of up too much. They need to really point in front of the rock more, downwards. I just don't think they've got their position correct yet. But they're certainly a far cry better than what they used to be. That's for sure. The Rocaiman lights can light up a small moon. Yeah, well, they've got the size 6 lights on them, right? 3 kilometers or something. Ranges from 500 meters to 3 kilometers, right? And you'd expect a ship like that to have some pretty big lights. Man, I haven't been in a reclaimer for ages. It's been really fun to watch you guys over on Space Tomato stream, getting really into the EPTU and checking out all the salvage there. That's been fun to see. I just don't want to. I'd just rather do it live when it comes out. Which is why I haven't been doing any 322, gameplay, right? Your reclaimer's full of beer now, Motherfig? Yeah, I really like setting up my ships. I'm a bit disappointed I don't have proper food and stuff in this ship. Totally went out unprepared. Space Tomato goes out without a helmet. And I'm disappointed about going out without sandwiches and juices. Thinking about it, last time I was in a reclaimer was when Dutchman was still streaming. He's not streaming at the moment. I've seen him pop in here a couple of times to say howdy. I know that the streaming aspect or the, you know, the monetary aspects of streaming was an issue for him. Not that you've seen yet. I know that their taxes or something there were, you know, some issue or something like that. You missed Dutchman Bushwookie? Yeah, he was always fun to have around. Yeah, I'm looking at a really next Sunday we're going to do some community stuff. You know, it was something that I really enjoyed doing, was getting on the Discord and you know, talking with people and enjoying the game and, you know, having a fun shared experience. Given I get precious little time now during the week to actually play the game for any reasonable length of time, like I might pop in for half an hour or, you know, 40 minutes and try and get, you know, one cluster of nodes mined before I go to work, or, you know, after I get back from work at 5 in the morning, you know, I'll do, you know, 1 hour before I go to bed. He also had to stop for a while. Yeah, it's not good, man. I'm glad to hear his back's better, though. I know that he was having a lot of trouble. You know, it's been a fairly considerable amount of time, but, you know, yeah, that's what I heard, Skeet. Something about getting extra money while on disability or something. I really must, well, I say I really must. I'd like to try and get a little bit more active in Tomato's org. You know, I don't really have the time to build my own org or, you know, really the inclination to run an org. I'd like to have a regular, you know, industrial outfit, but not really a massive org. So I should look to make time to jump into the garden when I can. Maybe when I get back from work, instead of just, you know, jumping on doing a bit of solo activity, I jump into the garden. I have noticed, which has been really nice, that when I get back from work, you know, Tomato's sort of just started streaming at the same time. I think he normally starts about 4 in the morning. And so when I get back, you know, I'm half an hour into his stream, which is nice. Because I could never catch him live before. The time differences and the time zones that we're in were just, you know, like Skeet, right? 15 hours behind me. The time zones just didn't work. And you know, and I guess, like, you know, my schedule at that stage, you'd always be going live when I was going to bed, you know, or you know, a few hours after I'd gone to bed. But now, obviously, I work a night shift. You know, he's just starting to stream as I'm getting home, just as I'm going to bed. The ship I'm using right now is a Hercules. No, Ranger, welcome to Twitch over there. No, I'm in the C1. I'm in the C1 Spirit, which is the little baby cousin of the C2 of the Hercules. It's the new one that they've just released. I think they released it at IAE. It's a wonderful ship. I've really fallen in love with it. It's so nice to fly. It sounds absolutely lovely. You know, the 4 size 3 weapons on it are lovely. You know, it's got the firepower that it needs to be, you know, a reasonable bounty hunter. It's really, you know, the Nomad was always the go-to for me when I'm rock mining, but the C1, it's just that little bit more versatile than the Nomad. The Nomad, you know, rocking the size 3 hard points. But it's gimbaled and comes with size 2 weapons, right? So you need to swap those out, whereas the C1 comes stock with the size 3 weapons. It's a larger ship, so, you know, it has the capacity to carry 2 rocks. So if you wanted to go out with somebody, you know, you could do, you know, 2 of you together. Like we were just talking about before, you know, we lack the facilities in the game or the mechanics in the game right now to have a true multi-crew experience, but we could get a group of people together and go rock mining. So you could have 2 of them in the spirit. Yeah, she's a wonderful little ship. Very, very much enjoying it. She's got a lovely flight model. She handles very nicely. And the boost on her is lovely. Very grunty. I work UK hours. That's my only issue with the C1, is that, let's just back up a little bit, is those little wings on the door you can see there. Red has a good org that focuses mostly on mining too. Yeah, Red Monster, yeah. Yeah, these little wings here, these things, and these little things here, they're just super annoying. I've never managed to drive out of the C1 smoothly. Now that could be a total skill issue. Somebody mentioned that the collision box on the tires is too big, and you know, who knows. But otherwise, you know, she's got a nice big hold. You know, when we have to worry about atmosphere and stuff, and you know, we can close the door, we're gonna have to worry about all that sort of stuff using this airlock properly. In that case, we might end up with an issue trying to fit the rock in here while we get out and open the door, or otherwise we just vent everything that's in the hold. You know, we got those things to consider, but yeah, she's a lovely ship. The Ursa blockers, yeah, they don't want an Ursa or a Cyclone in there. Yeah, you know, I am disappointed that there's only 1 gun rack in here, yet 2 beds. You know, this really should be a standard gun locker for 1 person. The 3 pistol slots, 2 rifle slots, and you know, given that there's space in here for 2 people, there should be 2 suit lockers and 2 rifle racks or 2 gun racks. That's probably my only complaint with the C1. You know, and I think she lacks a bathroom, right? She has no bathroom, yeah? These are all components in here. Let's turn that torch off. Oh no, is it back here? I think it's here, right? Yeah, here we go. Yeah. She lacks a kitchen though. I guess you could call this a kitchen. But otherwise, yeah, the C1 is a lovely ship. I can't wait for C2 to go live in the PU to really get back into Star Citizen, trying all parts of game, not just mining. Well, that's the thing, man. You just got to jump in. Just got to jump in. You know, it's going to be super exciting when it goes live. But then we'll have the next patch just around the corner. Then the next patch just around the corner. All right, let's go. I can't believe it's only 12. It feels like much, much longer. Can you buy it in-game or got to use the pledge store? I think at the moment... Did they add the C1? I think they added the C1, right? They've added it super early, which would seem weird. Maybe I know that they added a bunch of ships to the in-game store. No, I think at the moment it's only available on the pledge store. Given that it's a new ship, new ships generally have 2 patch cycles before they're released in game. Technical issues, hey? Yeah, we're gone. We're gone. Is the connection excellent? What's happened? What's going on? We've recovered. Have we recovered? I think we have recovered. Here we go again. Yeah, Twitch dropped out. I think Twitch is firing back up. Man. Never a dull moment here at After Dark. Seem to be having constant technical issues. Really must sort my network out. But we're back. I think Twitch is still firing itself up. Which does say it has an unstable connection. But, you know, it is what it is. The picture's fuzzy. Is it, Clive? It might take a moment to fix itself, or you might just need to check to see what quality it's, you know, reconnected you at. Yeah, I'm gonna have to really have a look at my network. Obviously, I've got some sort of issues going on. It's not the streaming. It's been happening, you know, for the better part of a month now. Funny enough, since the big Optus hack that happened a couple of months ago, since then we've started having trouble. Even though, you know, we're not with Optus, one of our big telcos. A smooth exit. Can't go that way. Not anymore. At one stage you could just fly the ROC over all that stuff and you'd be fine. 4 little nodes. Yeah, so Twitch is saying that it has an unstable connection, but yeah, I don't know, man. There's something going on with my network. I'm sorry about that. It is what it is, unfortunately. Till I decide to do something about it. I'm pretty sure my switch in my comms cabinet is on the fritz, because my internet goes down constantly. Well, not constantly, but pretty much every day. And I'll go and check the, you know, the NBN, the little box, and my router, and they all seem to be operating fine. And then I turn my switch off and back on. Not the router, but my switch. If I turn my switch off and on, then everything works, you know, after the switch boots back up, it works fine. So there's obviously some problem with my switch. I don't know why Twitch is getting a really poor bitrate, but we have the opposite of what we had before. YouTube was complaining and Twitch was saying everything was alright. Now YouTube is saying everything is alright and Twitch is complaining. Oh no, I just had to refresh my Twitch. Who knows? Note to self, don't sneeze and fart at the same time, it hurts. Jesus. It's true, it's not a pleasant experience. Expulsions of gases from both ends. Oh, Jesus, Skeet. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm looking forward to 322. There's some stuff in there that, you know, is really exciting. And yeah, like Clive was saying earlier, I just can't wait for it to, you know, hit live so we can actually, you know, use those things, you know, more meaningfully than just testing things in the EPTU. Especially, you know, I can get my bunker wrap back on and carry some of the store roll boxes down with me. You know, that's such a lovely thing. That's a massive quality of life improvement, just being able to buy, you know, those storage boxes, snap them to the cargo grid in your ship. Something that was badly needed. Especially for loot gremlins like me, loot goblins. You know, having to make those boxes in the first place, blowing up your the little Pisces or whatever ship you've got to you know, spawn storage boxes. Oh boy! Excuse me. Although I have noticed that in the Pisces, trying to get the 2 SCU boxes into the Pisces was a bit of a challenge, because I had issues using the tractor tool, the multi-tool with the tractor beam attachment in the hangars, and you can't exactly just drop them out of your inventory inside a Pisces because it's so small that you need to drop them on the ground in the hangar outside the Pisces and tractor them in. I also did notice that the Pisces didn't seem to have a cargo grid. I couldn't snap it to the grid in the Pisces. Admittedly, I didn't try it in any other ships. Again, the Pisces being my bunker runner, right? I didn't feel the need to test it in any other ships because I want to use them in my Pisces. Having said that, you know, the C1 certainly is, you know, my favorite ship right now. It's certainly my daily driver. It's really capable of everything. I don't know what its cargo capacity is. I forget. Is it 64 SCU? Or is it 48? Is it the same as the Cutlass, or is it bigger? I can't quite remember. I think it's 64. I think it's bigger than the Cutlass, right? So, plenty of room inside here to drop a couple of crates. Do some looting, do some bounties, do some mercenary missions. Maybe pick up some diamonds, take them back to the TDD. Do a little bit of salvage, grab some weapons, components. Oh god, it'd be nice when we can strip out components. I like how they give us component stripping, but no actual ships we can strip components from. 2 32 SCU boxes. 2 32 SCU. Is that not 64 SCU? Why are you confusing me like that, Rhino? This doesn't look like 64 SCU in here. No way. Skeet. I think we've been through this playlist. Can hold 132 SCU each side of cargo with walkway through the middle. Really? You can get 32 SCU? I thought 16 was the biggest. Alright, we've almost got 1,000 gems. 275,000. Let's gobble ourselves up a drink. And this time we've got to take care of our helmet, so the game doesn't steal it from us. Alright, so I can hold a bit of cargo then. That's good. There's the walkway in the middle, and then so obviously there's cargo grid on each side, right? I have noticed though, if you put a rock in here, it consumes the entire cargo grid. All right, new C1. Time to add to the rubbish pile. All right, let's fire up. Let's keep going. 19 likes on YouTube. We're almost at double digits. Thank you so much. It's very nice to have you with me. Apparently you can fit 2 rocks in a C1. You can. I have had 2 rocks in the C1. And they fit quite comfortably. You don't have to do that weird sort of side-by-side parking that you have to do in the Cutlass. They just fit in there quite nicely. Which is what I was saying before, when one of our friends on Twitch, who may or may not still be there, was asking if it's the C2 or... And I was saying you can fit 2 rocks in there, so you could take a friend and both go rock mining, find those big clusters, set down together, break them together, gobble up the gems, get back in the ship, fly off to the next cluster. So from a group mining perspective, 7680. No, we want 7440. Yeah, from a group perspective, it's a good ship. It's definitely, you know, my go-to now for rock mining. The poor old Nomad, the Gypsy Queen. She might either need to be melted, or I can't melt her. She's an upgrade from my exploration pack, the Carrack. I don't remember what I upgraded. Oh, actually, no, I think my Nomad is an upgraded mule. Don't ask me why I bought a mule. That's not relevant. So maybe I'll yeah. I've said it many times now over the last couple of weeks. I really need to sit down and review my hangar. I was having a look through last night or yesterday, and trying to, you know, have a look through and figure out what I've got and what I can, you know, really let go. Dump some of that back into store credit. It is mildly ridiculously outside of various, you know, concepts. There's nothing really that I need to buy, or that I really want to buy. I guess I could just put it into store credit and wait for the subscriber kiosk to appear in the freight elevators, and then dump some of that into some cool llamas and all the cosmetics. Come on, Ariel. 4960, there we go. What have you got for me over here? Oh, nope, that's not the one we're looking for. Is it? No. There they are. We just peeked those ones out of the corner of our look peepers. What have you got for me here? 2, 4, 6, 8 little nodes of some Hattie. See, this is maybe why I point my ship towards the nodes, right? Because I'm looking at them when I'm scanning them, and then I can just sit down, and they're right there. Although that's a terrible place to park right there. Just move over a little bit so we can get the rock out on this super flat ground. Wow, I'm really surprised she's parked like that. It's quite nice. Let's go! Gobble up 8 more nodes of Hattie. Then I think we'll go make our cell, and I think we'll get into some story time. See if we can get a little bit more of Sid and Cyrus under our belt. I think we should do like a full strip everything mining expedition. Mole crew, couple of prozzies, couple of few rock teams. Yeah. Yeah, I'm super keen for salvage. Oh God, no helmet. No helmet. Get back up the ramp, we're gonna die. Nobody panic. Phew, lucky we didn't panic. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm not super worried about the nerf to you know, weapon prices and stuff like that. I just wish there was a better way to store them. Like if we could have like a 32 SCU container openable that we could put ship weapons and stuff in, then I'd totally do that. You know, again, I'm not really ever fussed about the money, right? Because it's all out of whack anyway. And, you know, I'm more interested in the, you know, interesting and, you know, intricate gameplay. That was full panic, to be fair. There was a bit of panic. Come on. All right, there we go. We're out. Gotta say, I'm impressed with how this is rolling around on this. Beforehand, we would have been bouncing all over the place. We actually seem to be driving over these rocks now. Look at that! What the hell? We're gonna have a hell of a time trying to vacuum up these gems, though. Unless that's been fixed up during my absence. Yeah, I'd love to, you know, just, you know, rock up on a ship site, strip off all the weapons, strip out whatever components we can, strip out whatever resources are inside, take its cargo, strip its hull, and then disintegrate the ship and gobble it up. Yeah, that's, you know, that's kind of like what Rhino and Space Tomato and stuff were doing last night with their crew. But, you know, primarily looking for the salvage. Obviously, we can't take the components yet, because none of those ships have accessible components. And we don't have a good way to store weapons. So, it makes it challenging, right? Because the last thing you want is, you know, massive numbers of weapons bouncing around all over the hold. Motherfig, thank you for the stream. I've got to take the boy out. He's trashing my bed. No worries, mate. Thanks for tuning in. It's always a pleasure to have you with me. I hope you have a wonderful day, mate. Tim Tams. I love the variety in this playlist. It's not one I put together, it's one of the default. I think this is the Mysterious playlist on Epidemic Sound. I am really impressed that we're just able to gobble these rocks up like this. Or gobble up these gems. Previously on this rocky sort of terrain, you'd have huge amounts of trouble. But it looks like their grav tech is improving. Okay, outside of that little bump, I'm really impressed with this rock right now. Awesome playlist, really enjoying it. Yeah, it's, you know, it's different, right, than the usual, you know, orchestral type of stuff that I normally play here on After Dark. It's quite nice. What's going on? Ah. Applying power would help. I was just thinking, now that I got this voice mod thing sorted out, I should record a couple of little sound bites. One in sort of like a really terrible Scottish accent. Well, I'll try my best, but it will be terrible, no doubt. Saying, "It's Hadonite, Jim! That's a massive cluster of Hadonite!" So we can play that whenever we scan some Hadonite. That's Hadonite, Jim! A massive cluster of Hadonite! Oh, man. Where'd that gem go? Wow, it's really nice to actually be on a different moon than Magda. You know, I spent so long mining there that, you know, Ariel's like a nice refreshing break. And it doesn't look like it. I remember it looking. It's not all hazy and stuff. It's quite clear. Maybe that's just the weather today, who knows. But I remember Ariel being really sort of hazy. Kind of like Aberdeen. But Ariel. And not Aberdeen. I gotta say, I'm super impressed right now with how this rock is performing. I thought this was going to be a massive challenge trying to gobble up these gems, but it doesn't seem to be the case. Look how clear it is. Where are the weird no atmosphere beasts? Like, how could you have animals here, right, when there's no atmosphere? I guess they're alien beings, right? They breathe something different. Maybe they got helmets on. Animal helmets. Now I'm getting hungry. I've got to stop eating Tim Tams. Where are we at? 3 hours, 40 minutes. Maybe we'll do a short one tonight. I had my rant at the beginning of the stream about, you know, multi-crew, you know, gem mining. Just with some simple changes. Give us a max lift, you know, and give us some variation in the nodes. Both in the composition and the size of them. And then immediately the ROC DS becomes useful because the driver can carry, you know, a max mine and provide support to, you know, the laser operator. The laser in the Max DS is more powerful than the one in the ROC, so it can immediately break larger nodes than the ROC can. and if the driver is carrying a max mine, then he can provide support for the nodes that, you know, a single rock can't break. So you could either have a single rock and the driver with a max mine, or two rocks. Give us those two simple things, and gem mining becomes immediately, you know, a multi-crew experience. Then plus all the other bits and pieces that we spoke about earlier in the stream. Not all life breathes oxygen. This is true, Rhino. This is true. But I still want to see them with helmets on. Maybe some domesticated herds in settlements that that they've outfitted some space suits for their animals. That's nonsense. So I think with those two improvements, you know, we'd see, you know, would be a good next step in the evolution of gem mining. Max mine and variations in the node sizes and the composition. So it's not just hadonite, aphrite, or dolovine. To start with, they could just give us a blend of all of them, right? And make sure that we're gobbling up inert material as well, right? Just like you do when you're prospecting. And then we can add in all the other minerals and stuff later on. But that's the framework, that's the base, right? We need that max mine, and we need variations in the nodes. And then you can add everything else that we spoke about afterwards. Coming in 322. Surprise drop by CIG. But you didn't hear it from me, alright? But I'm just letting you know. The email that I got from Chris was very exciting. Alright, I think after this one, we're going to go sell. We'll have a little bit of story time, and then we'll see how we're going from there. Give me the gemses. Give me the gemses. What's happening? Every time I can't gobble the gems, I'm starting to suffer anxiety. Is my internet gone down? Am I about to 30k? What's happened? It's just Star Citizen being Star Citizen. That would have been my initial thought until all these internet issues that we've been having. This is such a nice, just fun, chill thing, but you know, it just needs that little bit more. You know, it needs the salt and pepper and a bit of cayenne powder, just to spice it up a little bit, right? We're doing fine here. Hour and a half on aerial, 153 degrees. As long as we remember to put a helmet on, I'm actually really enjoying this. It makes a nice change from Magda. Maybe I should get across to Daymar at some stage. Maybe that's what I need right now until we see these, you know, changes implemented to make the loop a little bit more interesting, is just to vary up my location, right? I think maybe Magda was just getting a little stale for me. Same thing, same place. It's refreshing to be in a different place, to have a different environment to look at. And to hark back to, you know, varied node sizes and compositions of the clusters. You know, it'd be really interesting to visit some of the other places. You know, the reason why we don't at the moment is because there's no Hadonite there, right? And that's all we're looking for. It is the Quantanium issue all over again. All right. And I'm really impressed with how this rock is handling, except for that little hiccup. Well, it does just appear to be driving through the ground now, but you know, that's a bit. I'd rather that than bouncing and flying all over the place. Let's go. Rock needs more torque. Yeah. Yeah, the changes that they've made to the, you know, the handling, the drivetrain or whatever, it certainly needs a little bit more power. It doesn't need more speed, but as Rhino's saying, it certainly needs more torque. All right, let's go sell. Give ourselves a little bit of altitude. C1 Spirit. Screenshot. We still got both our guns, so we haven't kissed the ground hard enough to lose our weapons yet. Yeah, it would have been nicer if those guns were on top rather than underneath, but you know, so be it. It's industrial, so it does, defo doesn't need speed. Yeah, exactly. No, it needs to be powerful. All right, that should be enough. Let's turn our scanner off. What's that over there? Bezdek. Let's head back to Bezdek. The place that stole my helmet. Back to Bezdek. Like low geared, climb straight up a hill. Yeah, yeah. Like a skid steer. Yeah, exactly. You know, it shouldn't be able to go up the, you know, there should be limitations on our vehicles about the verticality of what they can climb. But certainly where it is right now, it's yeah, struggling on these tiny little hills, on these slopes is a issue. How it was before, where you could just climb almost anything vertical and just sit there, that was nonsense. And then from one extreme to the other, and, you know, obviously until they find the balance, that's fine. But where it is right now, it certainly needs to be tweaked again. They could do that when they put the max lift in and the varied node, you know, sizes. No, there should be a tip point. You should have enough power to flip it if you want to. Yeah, definitely. I agree. I agree. Now, I don't know if we emptied the hopper, right? So let's quickly check that out. Not that it really matters too much. We can sell from both the ship and the rock. There we go, over 1,000 gems, 2,700 and 275,000. Somebody else has their spirit here. Oh, they've left. They've left. Who was that? Was that you, Rhino? You over here on Ariel as well? Cruising around in the C1 Spirit. It's a lovely ship. Alright, let's sell from the C1 Al Hadanite. We're at Orison now. Oh, maybe a bit of pew pew is what we need. Alright. There we go, all done. Quick check. Although whoever was here would have cleaned out anything that's in here. Maybe they didn't. My helmet! It's back! Defiance legs in desert, hey? I like that. I like these ones too. Fire brick. I have my helmet back, thank you very much. Look at all that anxiety they caused me. That dude just stashed it behind the desk, and then the manager came along and was like, whose helmet is this? And he's like, oh, somebody left it here. I totally wasn't trying to steal it. I'll do a quick final loot check. Why, I'm not sure. Because we can, I suppose. Then we'll get out of here. Nothing. There's nothing. Let's go. Let's go. Thank you for visiting Bezdek. We're sorry about the loss of your helmet. We're glad it was recovered. Safe travels on your journey, sir. I don't know how to turn that off now. Let's go. Get crushed by the door. Well, I tell you what, I really enjoyed that. I think that little switch to aerial, just changing up the environment, you know, aerial certainly looks different than I remember it looking, and you know, where are we? We're at Bezdek, right? Can we find the Thunderbolt? Can we find the Thunderbolt? There's that bit. Up over this ridge. Around here somewhere, that might have been one of the bowls. Somewhere around here. This is the Thunderbolt. Is it? Oh, they all look the same to me. Fuel? Need fuel? Oh, we got a little bit of fuel. But it is nice to see that the atmosphere here is, you know, a little cleaner than I remember it being. Oh yeah, maybe that is. It's not that big bowl there. It's like a little triad of them, like a little clover leaf. Oh, I don't remember. Thunderbolt at some stage in the future. Oh, is it this one? I think it's this one. It's quite deep, yeah? Oh, who knows, man? Any one of these would be suitable for a little bit of gunplay action. Oh boy. I'll tell you what, we're not going to have some story time. I'm feeling very tired. I'm hungry. Uh-oh. Beep, 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 beep. Hey, Papa. Yeah, I know it's late. Yeah, guess what? No, I should have done the lawns, but I didn't. They really need to be done. No, I'll do them later. No, okay. Listen. Yeah, I know. There's lots of weeds. I know. Anyway, hey, guess what? 20 likes on YouTube, Papa. I'm a real streamer. I'm a real streamer. A pro streamer. You know, I'm even, you know, got sound effects and stuff going on now. People are loving it. And Flossie, one of my followers. I got followers, Papa. Hello? Thank you so much for spending some of your time with me. 4 hours today. It's half the time we spent last Sunday. But I'm hungry. I'm a little tired. Just want to chill out for a little bit. I might pop back on later on. Who knows? It's still too early for me to go to bed. Otherwise, I'm going to have a grueling time at work. 12 hours. 5 till 5. So, yeah, I've got one of those new phones, Skeet, that is also provides a certain level of hydration as well as communication. It's pretty cool, man. Yeah, I really like it. And I got the red one because then I can talk faster. It's been a pleasure. It's been an honor. Thank you so much for putting up with my technical difficulties, the echoes that we had, and you know, just spending your time with me. It's been lovely. I appreciate you. Sit back, enjoy the ride as we slowly cruise out into space. I've been your captain this evening, and we will see you next time. Let's turn that nonsense off. Oh boy. Thank you. Sunday. Next Sunday. Maybe next Saturday. Subscribe, like, click the notification bell. Bye. See you later, everyone. Skeet, Glutrino, Dogs, Matter, Rhino, Clive, everyone who's been hanging out with me. Thank you so much. I will see you all next time. Take care.